We're on the air. Howdy ho, neighbors.
What up? What up?
What's going on? What's
Hello.
going on? Brandon, Dan, Curb Gotti, aka No Radio, No Signal.
Dan, why you sound like a damn call not available message when you said hello? The customer you were trying to reach is
It's no
unavailable.
longer in service.
It's no longer in service.
Please call back again or check your number to make sure that you call on the right girl.
Or don't.
Yo, the radio, you remember the phone number that girls used to give guys in the club? It was the same one that let you know you got rejected after you plugged that joker in your phone.
Mm-mm.
They did that a lot. It was the same. It was a universal number.
You
So
could
you
just
would
call
give
it,
yeah,
and it would say, "Yeah, son, she don't want you. Try again. Nick. Try again."
it would be like, yo, oh,
Yes, son, you got. She with Tyrone now, getting her back blown out.
oh
no.
oh, so sad, so sad. So what's going on, fellas? Brandon dropped out again. Golly, man, don't stay put.
He did. Doesn't have the attention to stay. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, so this previous week was kind of interesting. You had some earnings from the three major carriers going on, AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile close together too. That's rare. Normally, T-Mobile does theirs like 3 weeks later, close towards the end of the quarter. But this go round, they did it. They did it closer together.
Yep.
The audio's working.
They're coming out the flex.
Coming out.
T-Mobile.
I said, hit them with that
T-Mobile's
flex. Hit them with that flex.
They're raising prices, trying to say their network's on par. You know.
Hey! Didn't everybody say that they need to raise prices? And what they do? They raise prices. And people are not happy.
I don't have any issues with them raising prices. I'm just saying their network is not on par.
They're just not happy, man. You can't make people happy. What's up? What's going on, Red? How you doing, sir? Thank you for showing up. Just can't make nobody happy. You know, they put out pretty decent numbers. Verizon's losing subscribers, and AT&T is nowhere to be found. That's kind of that's the gist I get. T-Mobile just pissing everybody off, talking about, hey man, I raised the bill, but now everybody's like, oh my god, you raised the bill.
That's the only thing people care about is money. That's the only thing they care about.
Hey Brandon, is that Mike Sievert?
Look at Brandon over there, Sweaty Ignacio. That's what I'm gonna start calling him. Sweaty.
It's Eugene.
Is that Mike Sievert?
It's Eugene.
It's Eugene, but
Sweat, aka Sweaty Armpits.
Sweaty Edgar.
It's Eugene. Yeah.
We'll give him a Mexican name because
bro, he literally hides everything under the bed.
Hey, wait. I always ask everybody is, what words do you expect a CEO of a company to come out and say? I am a failure. You shouldn't believe in me.
Yeah, sure.
He's not a failure.
Why in the world do your expectations is that far in the gutter? I am no good. You should not believe nothing I say.
That's like Verizon coming out and admitting that they shouldn't have left so many Band 13 only towers out there. They ain't gonna say it.
Yeah, they're not gonna say that.
Well, No Radio is heated about that, boy. You left me with the band only 13 towers. Band 13 only.
The mythical Band 13 towers.
But we're gonna start this this party off with poking the bear and going after Verizon. Hold on.
Oof. Good thing we don't have any Verizon shills here.
Hey, if they were, I welcome. Come on in. You know who you are. All right, so Verizon grapples with Verizon churn. Now, the question is do you think this is a downturn for Verizon or a reorganization? We can always find that happy word that you want to look, saying that something's bad turning into something good. You know what I mean? High churn is, AKA, hey, new business opportunities.
Right.
So I want to hear from the group. How do y'all feel about this? Because Verizon's churn is going up with customers. They're retaining more business people because right now our economical outlook is very foggy. So businesses don't like to move or do big things when there's a lot of fog in the area. But customers are hightailing it out of here. What was it?
You know where they're going?
Everywhere.
Yeah,
they are.
They're going everywhere. They don't care where they're going. Here's the thing. I think that a lot of it is the cable companies due to the fact that people are looking for better deals. Yep. So it's that marrying together multiple things that you want to put them together. So you're paying your cable bill, you pay your wireless bill. What's a match made in heaven? Cable and wireless. Bam.
You know what I'm gonna say, Edmund?
What?
Have you ever watched the movie Freaky Friday?
No, I have not. Oh, wait. Is that the one where like the two girls swap places or something?
Yes, that's exactly what's happening with cable. Yes, that's exactly what's happening to the cable industry and the wireless place.
But it also
they're swapping places. One side's doing bad and the other's doing good.
But it also shows that people are not tolerable of higher rates anymore. Like, you can't keep telling me that I'm paying this $100 bill per month.
Well, I mean, look at Verizon. They gained close to, I think, almost 500,000 broadband customers.
Yeah,
but those are existing customers who just added broadband. They didn't get foreign lines and a home internet account.
That's true.
There's a difference. The cable company is taking all of it, the wireless lines and the home internet. Verizon is just getting existing people to add home internet. There's a big difference.
They coming for the smoke, son.
I today was, in a Spectrum store, and I personally observed 4 people leaving Verizon to go to Spectrum Mobile. Ooh. Personally watched it happen on the spot with multiple lines on all of them.
What was the sales pitch they were giving them?
They didn't have to have a sales pitch. That's the thing. They didn't need one. The people came for it. They didn't come and say, should I? They came and said, I want to switch. You ain't got to sell it. It sells itself.
Wow. That's awesome.
I seen a gentleman and his mother. I think the gentleman was probably in his 50s. His mother was in her 70s. She was trading in like a Galaxy S7 or something. And he was getting a new iPhone. And she got a new S23 or whatever. And they didn't sell them anything. They came in and said, "We switching. We've already got your TV and your phone and your internet, and we want to go ahead and get the phone service too because the price is good." They didn't have to sell it.
That's awesome.
And that's the beauty. The stores don't have to sell it. It sells it. So the commercials are doing the whole sales pitch.
I mean,
it's consumer friendly, and I love that.
But the thing is it also shows that people the deals is what they're going after. And hey, and the thing is if anybody's turning them up is T-Mobile. Hey, if you keep putting people's head, like constantly showing them that look at what you're paying and look what you can get, people are gonna start going, well, I might not care about what T-Mobile does, but I do want my bill to be lower.
Yep.
Right.
I think your younger crowd is going to T-Mobile. The older crowd is going to the cable coast.
Right.
That's true. Who's going to AT&T then?
Nobody. The same people who was already there, like randos.
I think a little bit of everybody.
I mean, T-Mobile is targeting AT&T right now. They're basically going, that 3-year extension on your phone, we're gonna do only 2 years.
Well, here's the thing, too, guys. I've seen this what you see, right? It's easy for a lifetime Verizon customer to go to the cable company because they're getting the same network. They trust it. They're not risking the coverage they already know. That's why they'll go to cable co so quick. AT&T in some of these areas out here, they were trashed just 3 or 4 years ago. So these people don't even consider trying AT&T. That's why I said the only people going to AT&T is people who already had it before. AT&T isn't gaining new people that never would have tried AT&T. I don't see it.
That's true.
Well, I mean, another thing, it's not really, you bring up a good point. A lot of older people don't use that much data.
They sure don't.
Secondly, they love their connection and their TV to a point where they might bother. I mean, they get probably so many Spectrum commercials to a point where they are like, say, hey, our wireless bill is a little high right now. Let's give them a try.
Exactly. That
But
$15 a month, and they let you mix and match too. So
here you go. So EM says people aren't tolerable of higher prices anymore. Pricing T-Mobile for raising rates, but they raised rates and gave you something for raising rates. Like, hey,
Verizon just said, "Hey, here's some more fees." Is what Verizon said. They didn't say here's some more features with the fees.
Because here's the thing: paying on your phone is a feature. Is I mean, if you sit here and you look at it, I only want to pay for 2 years and not 3 years. Well, they just raised the rate for doing it for 2 years. That's a feature.
Yeah.
Like I said, T-Mobile didn't give you much with Go 5G at all, but at least they gave you something. Like, even if it's something like they gave you some more hotspot that nobody asked for, but at least they gave you something. Verizon was just like, "Yo, here's these fees. What do you get?"
But no, radio, like you said before, most people don't even use their hotspot, and some of them don't even know how to turn it on.
I know, but it's still better than giving you nothing and raising your price. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on, EM. I am not being hypocritical, sir. I refuse
yes, you are,
take that manacle.
The Go 5G plans are trash, but at least they gave you something. That's all I'm saying. No matter how little it might be, they gave you something.
Hey, look, give you something, or just basically, I mean, Verizon just raised your rates, looked at you in the face, and said, "Do something."
Yep. My bill went up $12 on Verizon, and I got nothing extra. I'm basically paying for my own Disney bundle now, essentially.
Oh,
that's what Verizon. They said, see, when they raise it, they just basically made me pay for my Disney bundle myself. That's what's
going on, Cade? Cade, watch out, people. Cade is trolling the streets right now. Watch your words, man. Watch your words. But no, hey, look, I'm just saying in general that it's going to come down to how much difference people see the companies. Right. Technically speaking, when I was watching Stetson's video and I looked at his comparison, Verizon price and T-Mobile prices right on par with each other, except you're getting a little bit more from T-Mobile. That's it.
I disagree.
I mean, the $90 one line, $90 versus one line for $90, and guess what? For the T-Mobile line, it's taxes and fees included.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything, you could start going down that line of, oh, what do you get for this $90? Well, I get taxes and fees included. Verizon is like, yo, taxes and fees are going to be $7. So my Verizon line is $97 and not $90.
On the Verizon Get More, you're basically paying for your Disney bundle. It's not a feature. You got to remove it because you're paying for it now.
Yeah, it's true.
So essentially, you only really get the Apple Music now with Verizon. You're paying for the Disney bundle because of the price increase. If you have a 4-line plan, when you add all the fees up for the 4 lines, it's like $12.
EM, I disagree with you, but we can all be friends. But he says T-Mobile pulled a fast one on their customers. End of story. I disagree.
No, they pulled a fast one on new customers, not existing ones.
Well, anybody that comes on now, yo, they're gonna have to do the Go 5G.
Yeah, that's new people. They didn't throw fees on their old customers, not yet. That's my point I'm trying to make.
Notice the optimal word of not yet.
Yeah, I'll say yeah.
Gotta leave it open.
It's possible, but they still didn't do it yet. Verizon just went ahead and did it. Oh, here's some more fees. What do you get for the nothing?
But hey, hold on. So with all the news hitting the airwaves. Let me go in here. Where's that?
For me, that $12 should have went ahead and gave me HD video without a cap on it.
Hey, we were talking everybody was constantly saying something, but here, why does Verizon charge $10 for HD if it doesn't matter?
What do you mean $10, Edmund?
What do you mean? You know what I mean?
Brian wants it to be more than 10. He wants 20. He wants 50. He wants $100 per line.
What?
You know he said that, right?
No, I didn't know he said that.
I didn't know
he said that.
He wants to be on the bucket plan.
Oh,
he's loyal till he finds out the company ain't loyal back.
Right?
Everybody is
not loyal back.
Exactly.
Hey, look,
none of them are. None of them are.
Hey, look, man,
They're
I paid my bill.
They don't care about our feelings.
A wise YouTuber said these great words that I paid them, they don't pay me.
Exactly. But even when they
So
do pay you, they can stop
any
any
of them.
time. You can stop any time.
Why
They
should
can
we
stop
chill for
paying.
any of them?
So T-Mobile delivers industry-leading growth in customer and productivity in 2023 first quarter, raises guidance of 2023. So apparently they did so well for themselves. We're not going to say the whole industry because we know that this is what you call propaganda. So they did good for themselves and they're raising guidance. There goes Sweaty Armpits and his motley crew.
Right.
So what do we got? They add in postpaid accounts, net postpaid customers.
Yeah,
The phone churn is lower than Verizon's.
we gotta say these numbers are not inflated.
They're
Only
not.
Spectrum. Yeah, they're not inflated. Only Spectrum numbers are inflated because they give only free lines, not T-Mobile.
Hey, look, whatever works.
That's what Mike Sievert said. That's what Mike Sievert said.
That's what he said.
He said you don't get free lines. Only Spectrum does.
Hey, Spectrum did 76,000 subscribers this previous quarter. That's pretty good.
Yeah, they printed out lines. That's what he said. Spectrum printed the lines, and T-Mobile doesn't give free lines. They don't print lines.
Hey, T-Mobile is going after everybody, man. Everybody can get that smoke now.
I
You
think
copy
Seaver
us,
was
we're gonna
listening
come
to
for that
some of our
smoke.
podcasts. I think he was listening and he was a little defensive.
Oh,
tell me he better stop using that. He better start using some degree and get out that lady deodorant. They say it's strong enough for a man. Strong enough for a man, made for a woman.
But my thing is, this shows that he's out of touch of the company. If he doesn't know that he gives out free lines, come on, bro. That's T-Mobile's.
He has to know. He has to know. He's just.
Hey, look. Here's the thing. It's how you do free lines, man. It's disrespectful just to put free lines just because. You gotta do a little. You gotta make them shake a little bit for it.
But saying that you don't do free lines, that's just
you do though.
Bro, they market the heck out of free lines. You telling me the CEO doesn't know they do free lines?
Look, man, you know when you see somebody else doing it better than you, you gotta attack them.
No, but you can't lie. You can't lie and say, "Oh, we don't do free lines." See, that's a lie.
Disingenuous and it's gross.
What do you think, Edmund? Edmund believes that T-Mobile doesn't do free lines.
I never said that. I know they look. Here's the thing: they do free lines. Verizon will discount your lines to the point that your lines altogether you're going to end up getting at least one free.
Yep.
AT&T does the same thing. I mean, discounting versus saying it's free
Same shit.
It's the same thing.
I've been saying that, but everybody, everybody's special with that one.
I'm just saying, you get to the 5th, 6th, and 7th line, like you basically got one for free somewhere in there.
The biggest difference is that T-Mobile gives you the 4-line rate for 3 lines, whereas you don't get that rate on Verizon until 4. That's it.
See?
That's the only difference.
That's called splitting hairs.
Yeah. On Verizon, if you have 4 lines, you end up around 40-something bucks a line without Get More, just regular plans. At least on T-Mobile, you can get the top tier plan on all 3 lines.
Mm.
You see, Verizon, you got to get the lower plan just to be in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
So
At least you can mix and match on Verizon. That's something that I'll always get.
Now here's the thing. I do think that T-Mobile, if you're gonna start doing these type of plans per se, they're gonna have to introduce some type of mix and match.
Oh, and I got
They're
something else for you. How much money is Verizon spending on C-band deployment a year? What's the CapEx just for C-band?
Oh, dang. What was it, like 20? No. It was like 15 billion for the whole year.
Nope.
What is it?
It's only 10 billion.
Oh.
Remember, the cap expenditure overall is like 20 billion, but C-band is only 10 of that. So
no.
So let's get into our math bags. How much is T-Mobile's capital expenditure at peak N41 deployment?
13 billion.
And it was all for N41 for the most part. So
wow.
When we be looking at Verizon's CapEx, that's because of all the millimeter wave and fiber money they're spending. It ain't really going into deployment, which is the reason the C-band's not really moving faster. They're not spending more money to deploy it. They're spending the same as T-Mobile.
The C-band the movement is kind of stagnant. Like
that's
here's the thing. It's starting to pop up a lot more places.
CapEx is a tricky term because they're acting like that's all going to C-band. It ain't.
No. Hey, look, what is it? I
just want to point it out.
No. I totally 100% agree with you. It's overall company spending. It's not just dedicated to one thing. Like, somebody's got to buy ink for the printer.
No, I get that, but what I'm saying is this, right? With Verizon is still deploying millimeter wave too.
Right. And then it's coming out of that bucket.
It's coming out of the 20 billion, but only 10 of that is C-band. So what I'm saying is that they actually CapEx on their C-band expansion, it would be going faster, but they're still building millimeter wave.
Well, they believe that millimeter wave.
That's
it reaches as far as C-band.
Oh, whoa.
No, that ain't even
whoa, sir. Whoa. That's called fake news. Hey, you got to get out of here with that mess. Does it work? Yeah.
So Brian believes
it work.
Farther.
Yes, it works, but no.
Like Brian said, everywhere in America, everywhere you go. He said that UW is already everywhere already, according to him.
Look, it's bad when a mosquito can knock out your millimeter wave. Just remember that.
Wait, what are y'all talking about?
We're talking about millimeter wave.
It's cool and all, but I think they should have put a fork in it and dedicated all the energy to C-band and then came back to millimeter wave.
Well, they're supposed to be aggregating millimeter wave with C-band at the end of the
That's fine, except they're doing small cells of millimeter wave more than they're doing macros. Just like y'all said, I'm seeing it on macros. Y'all ain't even seen it on macros.
I haven't seen it on macros.
Yeah, we don't have it in macros here at Houston.
So what I'm saying is that they truly wanted to have it aggregate, and they cared that much, it would be on every macro you see C-band go up on. Not just a bunch of small cells.
But most of the time, already that the small cell is already nearby the C-band.
I understand that, but that ain't helping me when I'm around the building. That 300-foot tower is gonna beam at me. That 20-foot one ain't gonna do the trick. Or 18-foot.
First of all, Cabe says Ashay's over here being endorsed by Fox News. Cabe, we're gonna be nice around here first.
Oh, we got Ashay Carson in the building.
How am I being endorsed by Fox News?
We're gonna be nice. And then number 2, so EM says your comparison isn't accurate. T-Mobile doesn't publicly announce how much they spend on N41 deployment. That's true.
Yet everybody in here keeps talking about their CapEx like they know it. Everybody that we talk to always talk about how T-Mobile needs to increase CapEx, but you just said that nobody knows how they're spending it anyway.
That's true. But T-Mobile's speed at which they put N41 up was blazing fast.
And I get it. Some places they didn't do it as fast. Some places they didn't do it fast, but a lot of places they went fast. Super fast.
So I'm just saying, like, the speed at which the company moves tells you what's important to them.
That's where the money went,
that's where the money went to.
We know it didn't go to fiber. We know it didn't go to millimeter wave. What did it go to? Extra sticks of deodorant for Eugene? I mean,
no radio.
Did it go to getting Manscaped kit for Eugene?
Hey, I'm just saying, man. You know, you gotta
sweaty balls in armpits.
Gotta keep it groomed, man. Keep it groomed. But my next, so since we're talking about deployment, so T-Mobile tackles the hard part about 5G mid-band build. The hard part is range. Now,
the last customer,
the last customers in the chain is that the last mile. The hardest parts is more spread out, right? So my question is this: do you think they can make N41 play the same as N77? Because they're, you know, I've heard reports saying they've gotten seen C-band go 7 miles. I've seen it go up to at least 5 miles on N41.
Why do you want to go that far?
Because you got to do you could do download. You could dedicate more of your spectrum to be more download than an upload.
Well, I haven't seen any of that because they're actually dense here, so they don't need to stretch it 5 miles. If 5 miles, there's 3 towers in 5 miles. Even in rural here, there's 3 damn towers.
Same here in Twin Cities.
Edmund, you got to remember, what was Verizon's motto on LTE?
What was it?
Density.
Yeah.
So they don't need to reach.
But here's the thing: as they got further and further out on rural, it was what no radio say, band 13 only sites.
Yeah, but they weren't that far apart. You just said that.
If they weren't that far apart, why are they doing 0 builds out here right now to cover them parts that they didn't cover? They're doing 0 builds because they are far apart.
That's the question.
So how far are they apart?
Okay, just where I'm at, where T-Mobile and both T-Mobile and AT&T have 3 towers in less than 4 miles in a rural area. Verizon only had 2, and 2 of them were band 13 only sites.
Ooh,
and one of them was up in the city. It was right at the edge of the rural. Verizon has just now started putting a freaking tower in the middle where the other 2 already had the coverage. So they cared. What I'm saying is they did, when they said density, they didn't mean density everywhere. They meant in the city.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're gonna still densify so that they don't have to.
Yeah, but here's the thing: density at what frequency range that you're working with. You know, if you only had PCS, your density is going to be a whole lot more closer than you are doing for low band.
Has no choice.
If you're doing 600 and 700 megahertz, you're literally are going to be spacing these suckers out 10 miles.
I mean, imagine if T-Mobile had low band to begin with.
Oh, this game will be a totally different.
Think about how far apart them towers would be right now.
Look, you be looking at the tower for the curvature of the earth.
And like Keon, you got to remember that. You got to remember that T-Mobile had band 2 sites or band 66 sites. They did mid-band only.
Yeah, they did.
They had no choice.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is if your network is based on a certain frequency base, you build according to that frequency that you're building for. You don't go, man, you know what? It'd be nice to do a grid for PCS, but stick band 13 on everything. You're not going to do that. So Verizon actually got to go back and put more sites in to straight it out.
To me, that was them admitting that they didn't densify. When I see the new towers go in, I'm like, well, no shit.
Well, look at that. Well, welcome back.
It's not just Verizon, and it's not just Verizon. T-Mobile's also building towers, and AT&T.
Yeah, it's all the carriers need. But here's the thing: T-Mobile didn't have a presence. You're talking about new builds for a company that didn't even you couldn't even go outside of the city for T-Mobile. Yes.
I'm saying all the carriers are just densifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the narrative is that Verizon was already densified. It's not true.
Nay, I say nay.
That's all I'm saying. It wasn't true.
Oh yeah,
Only true in the city. And they went to the country and said, "Here's a tower. Let's drive 5 miles and put another one."
Yeah, if Verizon's trash, then all the other carriers are trash, and that's a
And look,
fact.
and look what they're
That's
running
what
into
Brian
now.
says.
Because they didn't upgrade these sites. Now you had both AT&T, so talking about co-located sites. You had both T-Mobile and AT&T go out there and upgrade. Now the towers are overweight, and Verizon can't even put their gear up if they wanted to. You see, they would have upgraded in the first place. They wouldn't have to play that game.
And you also have to remember how much AT&T loves putting panels up.
Man, yo, understand they got the most bands out of everybody.
So you have the most panels.
Hey,
they're the cabinet king. They're the cabinet king, though. They got more cabinets on the ground than anybody.
AT&T says bands make them dance.
Bands make them dance.
Bands make them dance, boy. Watch it.
All I'm saying is Verizon shot themselves in the foot by waiting to upgrade because everybody else wouldn't added a bunch of weight, and now they had to build new towers because they can't upgrade the existing ones.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. I want to see what the performance looks like in rural America, because if I'm on N41, and I've seen it, I've only seen it when I've gone back home, where they've stretched the distance. I was getting like maybe 150 down by 10 up, but it was a combination of N41 and 71. And it did pretty decent. It wasn't like I was getting amazing speeds and performance, but I was constantly connected though, and that's what I want to see. I want to see what that combination actually looks like when you don't have density for N41 and you gotta beam it.
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
To me, Verizon's network is built for calling. It wasn't built for data.
Oh, look,
and that's the reason why they can stretch like that. Their only goal was best calling at that time.
No radio. I want to ask you this question because I brought it up in a Google Meet earlier this week. Right? What do you consider? And I want to before I tell you what mine is, I want to know from you. What do you consider performance-wise for a cellular network? Like, what metrics do you think is the bare minimum?
Never buffer.
Okay.
Never buffer.
Or
that's it.
Now I said that I think that a cellular carrier should, all three should be able to do at least 5 megabits per second streaming uninterrupted. Down. I mean, up.
Well, you basically saying the same thing as me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just giving you. But the thing is because of the testing I've been doing, I'm doing a live stream, but I'm using all three services in the process of doing this. Now I was told that, that's not a good standard. There's too many variables that goes on for that standard to actually be viable. I think that should be bare minimum.
Like I said, you saying the same thing as me. You're just using a different way to say it. To me, if I always have 5 megs, I should be able to hit a video on YouTube, not touch the resolution, but hit it and it just play.
I agree.
Shouldn't open Apple Music and then I hit a song and 25 seconds later it starts playing. That shouldn't happen.
That's true.
I don't care what bands is on the damn time. I could care less. As long as it doesn't buffer, I don't give a damn. It's S-band or whatever it is.
What about you, Double A? What's your bare minimum for performance?
So my stuff doesn't buffer.
So no buffering, no buffering anywhere in the United States while you're on major highways or cities.
Yeah.
No, I want it. Period.
Sir.
Hold up.
AT&T does it here. They don't buffer at all. I don't care where I'm at.
I gotta give a shout out real quick to our man Carlos. He made a video and he went to Vegas and he just went to people up the street. Hey, do you care about your quality? How do you do that? And he just asked questions and they didn't care. They said, as long as it plays, it works. I don't care about 4K. I don't care about any
exactly.
of that.
I don't either.
Yeah, look, nobody cares about the water and the plumbing until it stops. Just remember that. Yeah. All of a sudden, the water and electricity stops. People are like, what the hell is going on with this infrastructure? Just remember that. Hey, look. No, I didn't make a shot at Texas. Don't get Brandon to come back in here. No. Brandon gonna rush in here. Don't do that.
When it gets cold, the windmill shouldn't stop spinning. Okay, that's it. You got to add some heaters on it. Add the heaters.
I'm just saying, people like Dan. I think Dan's in Michigan. You're in Michigan, right, Dan?
Minnesota.
No.
Minnesota. You don't have any issues with ice there, do you?
A lot of ice. What are you
no. What I'm talking about, ice on the power lines. You don't have any issues with that, do you?
No, we don't have any issues.
I wonder how they do it in that state, but
it's because
the South they have problems.
They have things called regulations, probably in Michigan.
What?
Minnesota
and Michigan. I guarantee they both got regulations that says
I told you he was coming.
Don't build a
for
network.
no radio. They don't have the same amount of people as Texas.
I don't, and that's all the more reason Texas should have spent more money.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, we okay.
No. We're not gonna talk about how Texas. We're talking about cellular now.
That's like this, Brandon. If you got a business, right, and in 2019 you had 19,000 employees and you had 1 gig internet in the building, okay, and now in 2023 you got 100,000 employees, but you still didn't upgrade that gig. That's your fault. Texas knows it's got all them people, and it's inviting more people.
I mean, that sounds like Verizon's band 13.
Texas out there talk about California people come out here where you ain't got to worry about the government regulating you, and you get out there and you're like, wait a minute, no regulations got the lights on.
Power grid is worse,
and they still didn't have people die from freezing to death.
hey,
California.
And look, people understand. Look, people understand in California why it causes a problem. All of a sudden, y'all went out because it got too hot and got too cold.
California got to worry about wildfires more than anything.
But
and water and getting water. That's they two things they got to spend money on.
All right, so I got a nice little hot topic. The FCC is looking to get ready to make some moves. Some moves, people. Some moves. So the FCC is putting on the on. Wow, no, Brandon, you evil bastard. The FCC is
just making more moves to Edmund.
Oh God, no. All right, it's considering the lower 12 gigahertz bands for fixed wireless now. So they're bringing it to the forefront, people. It's starting to get talked about. This is supposedly look like it's going to be a win for Dish. Now that they start to talk about this, but here's the thing, and No Radio, I want you to explain this one to me. What happens if they end up making their spectrum non-licensed? Like, what does that do?
It's going to be just like freaking CBRS.
Oh, so it's going to be restricted in power and
it's going to be broken up. It's going to be broken up into 100 pieces, meaning making it useless.
Oh God! Because in this article they were talking about using it possibly for fixed wireless or non-licensed spectrum.
I think they're probably going to be doing both. But the problem with the whole fixed wireless concept, though, is that just means that the government's going to require them to use it. I guess in certain places they're going to require it to be fixed only, not mobile. Say the government comes in and says, hey, this 100 is just dedicated for fixed wireless and fixed wireless only, which for some rural places, that'll be good. But the way fiber builders are building right now, this whole fixed wireless thing is starting to become a joke. I think I said this before.
Yeah, you said it before. Mm-hmm. But I mean, because the fiber build is actually making fixed wireless look useless now.
They're building fiber in these underserved places, alleviating the need for the fixed wireless. It's removing the...
AT&T's building out super fast.
Oh God, no.
I
know who is though. U.S. Sailor's building out with their fiber company.
Wait, super fast for who though? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Building super fast for whose pace? So you got the 12 gigahertz stakeholder of Dish in the mix of it, and They're talking about up to 1,000 megahertz of spectrum from the 12.2 to 13.25 for fixed wireless application. But my thing is why would you not use it for cellular?
Well,
that doesn't make any sense.
This is the FCC reacting too late. They should have done this 10 years ago. Now they want to do it, but it's too late. Now they want to worry about getting internet in these rural places using fixed wireless. It's too late. You didn't already gave these companies money to build fiber. Now you're going to turn around and put more. You're going to dedicate more bandwidth to the same places you just paid to have fiber built in.
That's true.
It's a joke.
That's true. But you know what? I was having a conversation with a customer 2 nights ago, and we were talking. She was talking about how like she spent majority of her time on Wi-Fi. And that's something I've always noticed is the AT&Ts and the Verizons of the world have benefited from like Wi-Fi being more prevalent because the true usage on the network is not there. People's true usage has been hidden.
It's still not there.
Like, you know, if you turn off people's Wi-Fi that you know your loved ones, man, your cell phone data usage goes through the roof. People just Wi-Fi hop.
So the total spectrum available. It says 1,000 megahertz.
Yes, 1,000 megahertz
total.
From the 12.2 to 13.25.
If they gave every carrier 250 megahertz of it, let every carrier buy 250.
I agree. But it's got to be used for cellular too, man.
That's what I'm saying. Let all the carriers buy it.
It can't be just for fixed wireless because it's going to be a waste at that point.
To me, let the carriers figure out what they want to do with it. Verizon might say, "Hey, we're going to dedicate this whole 250 to fixed wireless." Let them choose that. Let them purchase it. Don't make it open. Let's let them purchase it and let them choose how to use it. AT&T might get it and say all network. T-Mobile might get it and say all network. Or they might say, you know what, fixed wireless.
AT&T is going to do network. They need the spectrum. They need a solid. They need a solid
fiber
spectrum.
Fiber.
No.
The only word I know is fiber.
Nay, I say nay.
Yeah, and yet they got a new fixed wireless box out at AT&T.
If you learn the earnings call, they all talk about fiber only.
That's fine, but why? But I don't care what they talk about. I watch what they do. Didn't AT&T just put out a new fixed wireless box?
And let's see how it does.
My point is, why waste their time putting it out if they don't really care about it? The truth is, they know they're not going to upgrade these DSL markets, and they don't want to lose them customers. That's the truth.
That's true.
I guess you
what's
coming
the
by
quickest
and
way?
taking those customers.
This is the
Comcast, Spectrum.
They can call it an upgrade. It's an easy sell. They go to these houses with that box and say, here's an upgrade from your DSL plan. It's an easy sell. You already got the customer. Go ahead and get them locked into something before that fiber company runs by. So at least you get some money out of the network before it all goes down.
But the thing is, it's not even the fiber company that has to come by. It could be even any coax company that comes by, and they'll take that.
Yeah, but just remember, the coax companies are not new stuff. Is not coaxed. Everything new is all fiber, even from the coax companies.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
They will only do an extension on an existing coax plan if it's a small extension. If it's a whole new area, like a whole new subdivision, it's getting fiber. Period. They're not building brand new big coax plans. They're just not.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, cable was only there for until you found something better, and then if you got something better, then you use the better. You don't go and say, let's go somewhere. This whole brand new neighborhood with nice street lights. Let's add, cable to this.
There's no point. But if it's just like if you're right next to an existing node and it's like 10 more houses, yeah, they'll extend that coax down through there. Throw another power supply in and 3 or 4 amps and bam, they'll do that. But if it's 300 homes, they're not about to go in there with new cable. They're going to just go ahead and go fiber. And that's what they're doing.
So FCC, thank you finally for at least considering this. Considering the 12 megahertz now.
They always dragging their feet. They always dragging their feet, man.
Let's see.
When did T-Mobile, AT&T? Because it was T-Mobile, AT&T, and Dish all petitioned for it. What year was that? Was that in 2019 when they first petitioned?
I think so.
So this is K-band or this is different?
No, it's KU. KU.
K-band. Okay, so this is K-band.
It means K under. KA is K above, which is the millimeter wave.
Why is Dish so happy?
Because
they already own it.
They already own it, and they know the characteristics of it. They know more about it than the other ones.
Yeah, but they still have to build out a network in order to put it.
But guess what? They don't have to go do. They don't have to go jump into an auction to go get this new spectrum and fight other carriers like Verizon, whose pockets deeper than the freaking ocean trench, and have to fight with a company like that.
It looks like the government's about to do that anyway. The government's about to do that, which is stupid.
So are there radios already out there for KU?
They can make them.
No, they can be made.
They can be
made. Okay, and just remember, technically, about a year. We don't. To tell you the truth, considering that this was petitioned back in 2019, I guarantee you, there's already a blueprint and a spec sheet at Ericsson in the in the vault. It exists,
waiting to go.
It's in the vault.
So then, why is there no dual band radio for DoD and C-band?
Because they don't make it until it gets an NR number.
So just remember, they petitioned for this band before they even was doing the C-band stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This was already a thing before C-band was a thing for mobile. Remember, this KU is older than C-band, not newer. It's just the government didn't clear it.
That's true.
And just keep in mind, Shay, remember, microwave backhaul was already millimeter wave.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Brian. Microwave backhaul stuff.
So I'm just saying that they should have already ruled on this. I don't know why.
The feet drag, man. Some tell me they're going to do the wrong thing with it. The government's going to freaking chop it down to the point where it's going to be only like 200 left to auction for all the carriers, and this is going to waste. It's a waste of time. The out of touch government's going to screw us once again.
You don't got no faith in them?
Nah, dog. That 1,000 megahertz of beautiful spectrum, and they're going to chop it all up and make it so little that it ain't going to make a difference.
Oh no.
I hope not.
I'm hoping that they let it be for cellular. I don't care if it's fixed wireless or whatever, man. Just let it ride.
I want every carrier to get be able to try to get 200 plus of it. Another layer to the cake.
So how would you auction it?
I mean, I would auction it the same way they do anything. Would let the carriers decide how bad they want it.
Okay. What if you have a boatload of it, like Dish?
Well, like I said, you got to remember, part of this is that what Dish already has. The government's talking about taking it from them.
Taking it from them?
Yes, because remember, Dish is using it for satellite. They're not using it for terrestrial.
And if they go terrestrial, that's the new rules.
The government's trying to implement rules where Dish would actually not have grounds for it. They would have to buy it again.
Ew, that's gonna suck.
That's why I say if they already, to me, they should be godfathered in to get some of it that they have, that's theirs, and the rest should be auctioned off. They're already the newest carrier. They already don't have the money. The government shouldn't snatch it from them and let the big companies outbid them. The government should let them, hey, you get to keep this much of it without bidding on it. Everybody else is going to pay auction.
Hey, I mean, just go ahead and do 250 megahertz of chunks and let them bid on the rest in chunks.
Yeah, let them bid on the rest of them. Let the big guys bid on it.
Dish is probably gonna have the worst quarter in history on Friday. Man?
You said the worst earning calls in history. Is that what you just said?
Oh God.
What was?
I just put in the YouTube chat because the FCC is rumored to side with Starlink on that whole 12 gigahertz thing, which means
really. No.
You see, they're gonna screw us, man.
Which means that it will not be able to be used for terrestrial broadcast. Period.
Oh, that's messed up.
Rude. Like I said, they're gonna screw us one way or another.
Going to protect the industry that's already dying. That's pretty much what that is. Because as they start building out more fiber everywhere, it makes Starlink useless, basically.
I would disagree with that.
Why would you say that?
There's places where the nearest gas station or anything is like 10, 15 miles away. I mean, in rural. I mean, like, there's nothing there.
I'm gonna say it like this, Edmund. I think Starlink event right now it's in its early stages, and soon they're gonna go for the premium customer. They're basically gonna be the Verizon on air.
Who?
Starlink. Yeah, but they can't compete. They can't compete on pings, and they can't guarantee bandwidth.
No, but right now they're at their earliest, and then Lord knows what Amazon's gonna do.
Man.
But what I'm saying is this, Brandon. If you do live in bumfuck, and the government just gave some company, $80 million to build right in your random nowhere town, and they just ran fiber by your house that you're going to get guaranteed bit rate on for less than $40 without your price increasing. Why would you get Starlink?
No. I'm saying the premium customer.
Why would the premium customer choose satellite over fiber? That's what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying, like
there's places where they will not get that. They won't get that. There's
Brandon.
places where there's no electricity. Unless you're telling me they're running fiber where there's no electricity.
Bro, they're putting fiber on Indian reservations in the middle of mountains that you would never make money off of if you built it, because the government's paying for it. You'd never make $1. Some of these people don't even have heat in their houses, and they're getting fiber right now. It's a real thing, bro. Look it up.
No, I believe.
Look, these guys are getting fibers and TPs, man. Remember that.
They literally don't have heat. and their power is solar, and they're getting fiber ran by them.
Man, but no, look, the thing is this keeps Starlink in business for just a little bit longer, because once this fiber bill gets to a place where you can roughly reach back out and cover somebody who's living in the woods with cellular, that's it. It's not gonna matter no more. Remember, the more that the fiber goes, the better the wireless gets.
But guess who can't connect to fiber, Edmund?
Who?
The RVers.
Yeah, but guess what? Their life is going to get 10 times better.
They're going to be on fixed wireless before they'll be probably doing Starlink.
Their life is going to get even better.
Because the price is high on Starlink too.
Oh, the price and the cost of entry. Like, you know how much it costs to get a Starlink antenna, right? It costs you $100 just to get the antenna, and then it's $100.
No, it doesn't. It costs $600.
Oh no.
Check this out. Y'all want to hear some
$100 for service?
Y'all want to hear some wild stuff?
Costs $3,000.
Do you know what the most rural area of America is? The absolute most rural.
What is it?
It's called Yukon-Koyukuk, Alaska. And guess what they're doing in Yukon-Koyukuk, Alaska? They're building fiber. And it's the most rural place you can be in America, and they're getting fiber right now.
Hey, Spectre building it?
No, but somebody is. That's my point.
Somebody is.
That's my point. They're giving them $210 million to build fiber out there.
Brandon, you have to think about all the technologies that have to revolve around what it would make fiber more ubiquitous, along with cellular. Once you run a fiber, let's say you ran a fiber straight down the middle of that area, right? That's in the middle of nowhere. Then guess what you can end up doing? You could daisy chain, microwave to extend that out. So you actually create a wider area for coverage.
The Bethel Native Corporation, they're going to be adding 10,000 customers in that area on fiber. The service will be in service by 2024 with fiber. They're building 400 miles of fiber out there right now.
Ooh. 400.
And it don't get more rural than that place.
See, Alaska, son. Ain't nobody in Alaska. They all stay near Anchorage. Remember, you don't have cell phone service in the middle of nowhere.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Y'all don't realize the government is already fixing the rural internet problem by spending money to do it. That's why I say a lot of this other stuff like Starlink is getting shot in the butt because the government is playing both sides of the hand.
See?
EM Tech, what's your take, bro? Since you're the fiber man.
Fiber is always going to be superior to anything wireless. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yep.
What?
Satellite fixed wireless, cellular fixed wireless. Doesn't matter.
What? That's crazy.
And I don't know if you guys remember. Do you guys remember the? There's a town in Canada where they have a Starlink downlink center, and then to get the internet there, and then they use fiber from the downlink center to the houses in the area.
Oh.
That's in Canada. That's one of them rural places.
Canada has a lot of rural too.
Yeah, they do. But my point is that's the Canada. Canada ain't spending money to build fiber like that.
Even Mexico.
Because people are not going to be living where the ground freezes half the year, man.
Oh, people live there. I know people that
live there, Edmund. Look at
no
Austin's
service at
people.
all.
They live in Alaska.
To me, Starlink is going to end up getting put off for like corporations. It's going to end up being a product just for corporations that need to do like remote operations on like some island somewhere.
When you're in the middle of the ocean, you can't get fiber there. That's what it's going to be for.
And don't get too comfortable. Next thing you know, they're gonna dive down to the deep sea cable and run a jumper up to a buoy and go, when you get here, plug in. Plug up to the buoy.
Buoy internet.
The only like terrestrial application like I could see like SpaceX having some sort of pole is like low frequency usage at like remote sites for whatever, like that don't require a fast internet connection, but just require something where it wouldn't be profitable for anyone to build out fiber, and where the government's not going to supplement it.
Yo, EM, have you ever looked at like the railroads?
Yep.
So a lot of the railroads out here, no joke, they actually had like Verizon satellites on them when the rural places where the switching systems are or whatever, where it's really rural, there was no internet options out there. They were using satellite dishes, and the dishes actually say Verizon on them. But guess what? They got fiber now.
Yep.
They got fiber now. Them dishes are defunct.
Speaking my language.
They are no more.
That's what I was saying. The government is literally like pushing all this fixed wireless shit, and then they're building fiber, helping pay to build fiber at the same time.
Hey, look, I'm just saying the days are numbered for Starlink, man. I mean, don't get me wrong.
T-Mobile fixed wireless. T-Mobile fixed wireless and Verizon fixed wireless.
I don't think they're gonna see major numbers for fixed wireless as fiber starts growing, but there's still gonna be a use case for it, no matter what. Look,
it's gonna be that one guy who's cheap or something, and he just happens to live where there's no really good option as far as financial option, not quality of service option, and he may choose the cheaper option if fixed wireless is cheaper. Yes, those people are always going to exist. But remember, the biggest benefactors are the customers that they could have added thousands and thousands, 100,000 of people. Them people are all getting fiber right now. So it's just that one guy in the apartment complex that decides he wants fixed wireless because the cable company there sucks, or the fiber company there raised the bill too high.
Tech. I'm sorry, my
bad.
Even EM lives where he has a shitty cable company, you know. that ain't running.
This dude got 5 options.
They're not running the network, right? So he's looking at fixed wireless. That's going to be normal, but that doesn't mean the entire apartment's going to change with him.
No, but I mean the thing that Verizon and even AT&T are going to have as an advantage over T-Mobile long term is they have. I mean, the one thing that fixed wireless has always been an option for, even prior to all of this consumer stuff, is backup internet for enterprise.
Exactly. And that's never
Verizon but Verizon and AT&T have had those relationships for a very long time. Yep. T-Mobile hasn't. That's where they're going to have an advantage in fixed wireless long term.
Exactly. But here's the thing: if you go on from at least, if you can grab 5, 6, 7% of that market, it's still a win, though. I mean, you just gotta learn. They gotta have to compete.
You still make more than US Cellular with 5%. Let me quit.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, man. You know, if all you got to do is try to get get your foot in the door, that's it.
But sometimes that's not good enough. I mean, 5, 6, 7, 8% doesn't really give you a good ROI.
But here's the thing: if you didn't have a chance at it before, 5, 6, 7% is like going from 0 to 100.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. You know,
it's better than nothing, is what he's saying.
Right.
It's better than nothing.
That's all I'm saying. Hey, look, I hear what you're saying. That they already have those relationships, but relationships can turn, especially if when there's a pricing war.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that if you pursue a business venture that is not fruitful long term, what's the point?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
AKA T-Mobile fixed wireless.
Which is something I've been wanting to find out. I've never actually asked anybody. I'm gonna try to find out what is the actual charge, what they charge for like the Cradle Point backup. I want to know what that actual charge is. You have a clue, Ian?
No, because I think I mean it depends on the relationship that they have with whatever company. Like, because it depends. Because usually it's like big. At least from my understanding, is it's like bigger deals with like for national account level access type stuff.
Yeah.
If you can get your foot in the door, that's how I look at it. Get your foot in the door.
Let's see if I can find any info on it. So like here, there's a company called. So they have Frontier Fiber, and they were looking at the Cradle Point data plan for backup. Let's see if they got any answers in here. Just see if anybody. So like here, there's a company here that says that their backup connections on the Cradle Point with Verizon, and they get charged $25 a month for that backup. And that only gives and that is on a data limit too. It's only 1 gig on that $25 a month with the static IP on the failover, and they charge them $250 for the Cradle Point setup.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Traffic before departation. Says other person they actually have AT&T and Verizon in a single Cradle Point that will fail over to either one, and they're only paying $25 a month.
Well, what happens if somebody's going to come up with a 3-carrier solution?
Yeah, apparently, yeah, they you can get AT&T, and right here it even says that they had 50 gigs of traffic before DePrio for $25 a month on the Cradle Point. That's pretty cheap.
That means if the internet goes out in your area, you still can function. If your internet goes out a whole lot, you still can function.
And these are not even big companies. These are small businesses that are saying this. They're only paying $25 a month for the Cradle Point failover.
So Cradle Point will be the one that will be negotiating these contracts directly with businesses, then, right?
Well, no, I mean, the Cradle Point is just a device manufacturer, essentially.
Oh, okay.
They just make the device the actual failover and cellular device.
Lavendi, what's up?
Let's see. So these small businesses are paying $25. Shit, the big ones ain't paying near that.
Yeah, that's true.
They got 400 Cradle Points in the country.
Bigger contract, lower rate.
Yeah.
Bigger contract, lower rate.
Oh, right here, there's Verizon. What year is this? Oh, it says 10. So the contract-based service for Verizon failover, $10 a month with 25 megabits of data.
Oh Lord!
Oh God! It says any overage above 25 megabits gets charged at $10 per gig, which is still not that bad. If you're only down for say an hour and all you do is point of sale, you ain't gonna burn a whole.
You're not gonna do that. You're not doing that.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Credit card transactions don't. Yeah. They don't use that much data.
So the backup service is not that expensive, which just doesn't surprise me that I see them pretty much getting put everywhere now. I guess they're assuming you're never going to use it anyway. So why charge you an arm and a leg?
The question is what happens when you do have to use it. That's the question.
Yeah, but if you had to use it once out of 12 months,
true.
they still make money. So,
all right, so I got a question for y'all, and this revolves around your eyeballs. So, do you think the future of streaming is going to be ads?
It already is.
If so, I will stop watching.
Oh no. But the
If
numbers are showing that
you mean for the low tier customer, like the low plan.
But that low plan is making more money than the high plan.
What's it got to do with me? I don't care about how much money they make. I care about how much I pay. I don't give a damn how much the company makes.
I'm just saying, like, yo,
that's for them.
Why even go after give a higher tier when you can just do a base level and you can get more people?
Because those customers will leave if you force commercials on them.
Oh no. Hey, look, I'm right there with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate at this point.
If I'm willing to pay more not to see the commercial, don't force me to see commercials now. I'll just leave completely.
So, like, you know, Netflix, Hulu, Max, Disney Plus, they're all starting to do commercials on their lower tiers, but you're still paying a monthly payment. So you're paying them per month, but at a lower rate.
Oh, you see what Linus and them said about what Canada's doing right now? Did anybody see that?
I think I did, but I didn't understand what was going on. Oh, wait. They're forcing
local ads.
Also
local content too.
Yep.
And the local content has to be done by people locally.
But you know what? We've already seen that with Hulu.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's gonna hurt the advertising relationships. It's gonna hurt the advertisers.
Not only that, the radio, but like even if you were to pay the most expensive plan on Hulu, there are certain titles where you actually do get some ads, even they say it.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm not talking about from a customer standpoint. I'm saying if you're the YouTube streamer and you want to get monetized the best, or you're a YouTube, like a YouTube company, all of a sudden your ads are worth less because now you can't just take ads from anywhere. You're getting forced to like push certain content where you got this.
And remember, here's the thing. Remember, Linus Tech Tips, they're based out of Canada.
Yep.
So now they're going to be doing. Look, now they're going to be pushing ads for everybody in Canada that doesn't do nothing for us.
And think about it, the advertisers are going to be less likely to want to push their ad to YouTube when they know their ad ain't going to get seen everywhere. True. So it's going to screw ads up.
Well, you know what? It's gonna mess up all the YouTubers. It's gonna make YouTube and Twitch stronger because then they know they can target ads directly to where they want the ads to be going to.
I'm just saying if I make butt plugs in Florida, I still want people in Canada to see my butt plug ad when I pay for
it. Nobody else. Really? Did it have to be both of those words? Did it have to be that compound phrase? That's all I had to ask.
I mean,
Florida have to be that.
I mean, Florida kind of looks like a turd falling off the side of the U.S. So I mean, it's kind of perfect. Let me quit.
But yeah, Disney World's there.
Oh,
how for long? They're gonna make that into a prison.
Oh God,
that's the most Florida thing ever. I ain't heard about that either.
I heard about that one. I heard about that. Look. I'm not getting into politics here, but no, hey, look, the ads is going. I mean, it's starting to power everything right now, right? Ads have always powered even the internet, but we're getting to the place where people don't want to see ads, so they come up with ad blockers, and the ad blockers got to get evade.
You know what's going to end up happening in the long run is that if you put an ad blocker and they detect it, they're going to say, "Hey, take it off."
Yep, we already knew that was coming, though.
Yeah, it's already happening.
There's already a lot of websites that do that.
But now there's paywalls. Everybody's come up with a paywall too.
But they still lose money.
Hey, look, the question is what's America's, or just people, not even America's, what's people's tolerance for ads now? Because no radio's tolerance on YouTube is apparently.
The thing is, Edmund, we're living in the age where there's so many there are so many streaming services that we're used to seeing them without advertisements. But as soon as they start putting ads, then people are going to start searching for other subscriptions where they don't get interrupted, they don't lose their whatever.
But the question is if these companies like Peacock and HBO or quote unquote Max and Disney, they see revenue streams higher with adding ads plus monthly fees. What's the state of play is going to end up being? That's the question.
You know what's going to end up, you know what I think is going to end up happening, Edmund, honestly?
What's that?
A lot since oh my god, I can't even think. A lot of cable channels are losing so many subscribers per day to a point where these where most of them are owned by now owned by streaming services or whatever, they're going to make more tiers, a premium plus, and then the most expensive one without commercials.
And rightfully so. But what I'm saying is, like, take Peacock. So Peacock is a Comcast is a Comcast.
They only have two tiers now.
But did you know that Peacock was losing $7 million a day?
No, they're not. They're losing more.
Well, I'm just saying, like, somebody did an article saying that they were losing like $7 million a day.
But guess what, Edmund? Guess who's also losing more than Peacock?
Who?
Paramount.
Oh wow.
Paramount, HBO, and all these streaming services, they're losing so much money. That's why
even
Disney
Netflix
wants to
every single one. It's not even just one of them. It's all
but Netflix is showing more growth now.
But they're losing money because of password
They're still
sharing.
losing money.
I don't know, man.
Not only that,
they came out and said that their ads.
But guess what,
Edmund? Their ad model is making more money than their higher tier.
That's exactly the same thing with Hulu. But guess what? Like, Disney doesn't want to. Disney low-key doesn't even want anything to do with Hulu anymore because they're losing so many titles. That's why they beg you to get the Disney bundle.
But here's the thing, that Disney is starting to relicense their stuff back out again. They locked it down because they yanked it off of everybody else's platform, and now they're going back relicensing it out again.
Well, speaking of ads, Warner Media Brothers or whatever the heck they're called, they're supposed to be making a free streaming service next year.
Warner?
Free?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Not like we'd already got too many as it is.
So basically, it'll be another version of Tubi.
I don't even look at Tubi.
Well, Tubi is getting a lot of good titles now. It's not like it was before now that it's owned by 20th Century Fox.
Yo, somebody's feeding it something. But here's the thing, Tubi is free right now. Tubi is a free service.
They make their money. They make their money off ads. The person that has the most free time is probably going to be the one that makes the most money off of. There's an audience.
There is an audience. If there's an audience for it, now here's the ultimate question, right? So how many of y'all seen what YouTube has been doing?
What?
So if you're a football fanatic or you like football, but you're not trying to pay for the Sunday ticket, they are getting to the place where each individual team, if let's say that you've told YouTube that you like a particular team, it's starting to send you all the information about that team.
Yeah, and they kind of alluded to that in their ad. I don't know if you've seen their new ads, but they basically said something along the lines of every football player is now a YouTube star. Yeah, so they're already letting you know they're going to try. That's basically them foreshadowing that they're going to try to have like dedicated player channels and things like that, dedicated team channels.
Like for I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, so like the draft is going on now, and I'm getting everything.
You got the best quarterback.
Like they might go so deep as to let you get a subscription for your team. They might.
Yes, they might do that, and I might take it. That one I might do.
Yeah, and I know other people that would definitely do that.
Where you just care about your team.
You just pay for your team, not the whole thing.
But you know what's going to end up happening?
What?
I'm willing to bet on it and go on record, whatever.
Uh-oh.
They're going to lose so much money off YouTube TV.
What?
I mean, I'm sorry, off the Sunday ticket.
I mean, you know, they only need, like, for somebody to purchase the ticket itself, they only need like 4.5 million subscribers.
I know that, but they're going to overspend on putting it out there.
I don't think so. I mean, they run YouTube. They ads for themselves is not going to be astronomically through the roof for them. I mean, just being able to get people's minds in that direction, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to understand. Go and ask some random person who's a sports fan. They just now starting to hear about the Sunday ticket being on YouTube. You know, if you don't follow the news, it was like game breaking for you. Like, what? It's not going to be on direct TV no more? That's the biggest difference. But I'm just saying, like, I see them doing more team-based, you know, spotlights, right? I'm gonna be able to turn on the thing and be like, oh, bet, you know, Carolina's playing. Okay, I'll watch this. What about you, Double A?
Yeah, but then there's no point of getting Sunday ticket.
Well, if you are the type of person who needs to see every game, the option's there for you. But what happens if you get 100,000 subscribers that's buying into each individual team?
Yeah, like if they say Baltimore Ravens package, and
right.
you pay for that package,
and that package is like $10.
I agree with that. That would be smart. But I just feel like the NFL isn't going to do that.
I
think the NFL might consider that. I think they would consider that because say you have a YouTube
service.
Say you have your own like channel or whatever dedicated to your team, and the subscriber can subscribe to that team. Then you get to control all the ads on that channel. That means the NFL can monetize the ads on their dedicated channel.
Mm-hmm.
They could also have each player, like superstar player, have a dedicated channel that shows behind the scenes content. Like just do extra content. The NFL can actually make more money.
Because that was always something that you saw glimpses of. So you know how what was it when it was on HBO? They would highlight a team and follow them through training camp and everything. Now you can literally just do a dedicated channel. Yeah, but here's the thing. Imagine that now across all the teams. You don't just go. You don't have one season where it's just the Cowboys, and then the next season is just Carolina. It's every team has that same feature, no matter what. That changes everything.
I'm gonna say this, that they're going to do it, and the reason why I'm saying, because I know Sling does the NBA, and I think something else where you could choose a team and you only pay like $20 a season.
Ooh,
you see, that's what I'm talking about.
That's it.
That's double it.
And not only that, but they're going to charge you a premium for you to get it.
Yeah, say you pay $120 a year for just your team, so you don't got to buy the whole thing.
Right.
You get all their games, and you get exclusive content behind the scenes inside of that too. And the teams can monetize that, and they can even go as far as to do merch that's only for those subscribers. Mm-hmm. Like there's so many ways to make money off of it. Even the teams can get on board.
YouTube has already built the foundation for that. Look at YouTube channels where they sell merch. Come on.
Yeah,
it's already there. All the infrastructure is already right there for the picking.
Do limited edition like jerseys that are like the YouTube NFL, ticket package jersey that you can only get if you're a subscriber, stuff like that they could find out ways to make money.
I mean, technically speaking, the infrastructure is already ready for picking. This NFL season is already showing that it's going to be the most interactive we've ever come across.
And guess what's next after that? College football and college basketball is next.
Oh man,
and high school, because they are now that with the NIL deals. What if YouTube starts signing NIL deals with college athletes?
Yep.
Dedicated channels. It's not public no more. You have to pay a subscription to get your athlete. I mean, think about it. People pay for freaking what's it called now? What is it? Like what Sneed has, the Patreon. People pay for Patreons.
That's true. People do pay for Patreons.
And more people pay for OnlyFans. But they have the money. I'm just saying they have the money.
Yeah, money's there. That's why I say if you just gotta monetize it correctly.
OnlyFans go with ads, they're gonna make even more money.
OnlyFans is the motto. If you think about it,
that's true.
Yep.
This one player monthly subscription is $12 a month, and you get behind the scenes content. He can show his workout he does. He can show he could do a mini MTV Cribs episode. He could do all these different things to monetize. That's why I say there's ways to do it to get money.
True. That is true.
They just got to have the vision to see it and monetize it.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. The fact that Verizon, the fact that YouTube needs to succeed, throw everything on the wall. Throw it all.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't behoove you to trickle this out. If you can do multi-screens, do multi-screens. If you can do, subscriptions for individual teams, do that too.
I mean,
you're going to need to do it all.
I mean, if YouTube should have learned anything, they should have learned when watching what happened with Joe Rogan. What happened with Joe Rogan? He was a big YouTube star, got paid $50 million to go be Spotify exclusive, and he can only put clips on YouTube now. So you got to go get Spotify. What if every player done something similar? Think about it too. I don't know if you guys watch any of these. Like look at Club Shay Shay, for example. Shannon Sharp has his own YouTube channel where he does interviews.
I didn't know that.
That channel makes money. So I'm saying, imagine every player had this option. That's what I say. There's ways to make money. You don't know about Club Shay Shay?
I didn't know about Club Shay Shay.
Man, you need Shannon Sharp's channel, man. He does interviews. He interviews different. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's money to be made. You just gotta monetize it. And the team can. And you know what will happen if they go serious with it? The teams are gonna have to do new contracts with all their players too. It's like, hey, you get this percent of your content that's on this platform,
right?
And you just gotta create this content as a part of your requirements.
Or like, let's say that each individual player links their YouTube account to the main YouTube page for that team.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you could actually do that, like like digital media. You know how we watch Council Court.
Yeah.
So Council Court is linked under digital media as a property for that. So if that player wants to, like, say that they get traded, they could just trade they move their YouTube profile to the next team they go to.
Yep.
Dang, man, there's a lot of little things that can end up happening.
Yeah, like I said, I know super fans. I know people that actually went down to this. What is it? They had like at the stadium, at Panther Stadium, they actually had you go down there and let you walk on the field and everything during draft and watch the draft together. I know people that spend money to do that. These people exist.
Yes.
My buddy was just telling me he was down there during like one of the draft days. He was actually down there at the stadium and paid to get in there with his kids. So they could walk on the field and talk to different people and stuff.
$4.5 million for the super duper fans, but 100 million subscribers on YouTube at $10 each.
Yeah,
that changes a lot.
YouTube, I'm gonna need some money for this.
We want to get paid. I want my money. I want my royalties, man. I know my wife would love to subscribe to Dallas only content. Just to be able to walk around and be like, what you watching, Dallas? Stay out of my hand. But
YouTube, don't screw it up. Don't screw it up.
Oh. All right. So how many people pay attention to what's going on with Twitter?
Oh God.
Yeah.
So I heard
really get on it.
I heard a guy who I actually respect, and he said something that I couldn't agree with. I ain't gonna call his name out on here, but he said that he believes Twitter is gonna be a multi-billion, gonna be like $1 trillion industry under Elon Musk.
Hell no.
No, that's not.
I don't see it.
Hey, look, I don't see it, especially if they're doing stuff like this. So
he's like Elon's gonna turn that into $1 trillion company. Like, no.
So look, New York MTA is abandoning bus and train alerts on Twitter. So the Twitter is basically pissing off anybody that was trying to use them as a source of resource for people. So understand, if you rode the train, the bus, these different public transits, and you were using Twitter, so that means you are on the phone. Now Twitter just becomes an app on your phone you don't even care about no more, because you were getting those alerts. Now you're not even getting those alerts in New York anymore. You got that one. Hold on. And then there's another one where they talking about taking like articles from publications and basically giving these publishers a chance to monetize through Twitter. Which, do you really want Twitter to be the gatekeeper to your content? Ask that question. You're a gatekeeper.
You also got all these celebrities openly saying screw Twitter and their check mark.
Oh,
the celebrities are jumping ship.
Dead celebrities were jumping ship, dog. They were putting check marks on people who already passed away.
But
apparently Kobe Bryant came back and was like, I want to be verified now. Kobe was like, nah, bro. Hey, man, take that check mark off me, and I ain't prove that. That's how crazy Twitter is acting right now. It's to the point now. It's like, yo, he must be talking about in the next coming or the next life that Twitter is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar company. Nah, bro. Because if you're pissing off people who are trying to use your platform for good, there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, you got everybody ditching Twitter. All the celebs are getting off of there, man. You only got fake celebrities on there trying to get that check mark.
The MTA provides service info in real time 24/7. Come on, man. You messed this up.
Chevrolet, Ford, Chipotle, and Merrick all have left Twitter.
Shame. And the ones that was trying to hold on, he pissed them off.
They're not paying for ads anymore. They've refused to pay for ads, those companies.
Oh.
It's just...
Oh, and then the whole check mark, the proliferation of the check mark didn't go as fast as he thought it was going to end up going. So it stagnated. So that means that he's not making his money back as fast.
He's capitalizing on wannabes willing to pay.
Oh, yeah. When people could fake to be somebody else on Twitter. Yeah, what was it? That people were, when they first rolled it out, they didn't have any like verification in process. So people signed up for you had a flood of people jumping on trying to be like the most controversial person that you can be, and then saying some crazy stuff in their name. I think it was like Bush number 2. You said come out and say some crazy stuff like, "Oh, sorry about Katrina."
Yeah, these companies ain't playing that, bro. They can't risk their images being, screwed like that. So
that's true. But no, I wanted to find out how you might have thought about that.
I told you I've never been a fan of Twitter to begin with, so it don't really matter to me.
Well, it didn't help none. It didn't help none that it got sold to Elon, and then he came in there and lit a match and threw a Molotov cocktail into the whole mix. It already had problems that it could have fixed, but then now it's like, golly, there's no helping you now.
Yeah, ain't nothing left on Twitter but fake celebrities and OnlyFans models advertising their OnlyFans page. That's the only thing left over there.
Yo, on Twitter, I see people that I was like, yo, why am I seeing your tweets? That don't make any sense. I didn't subscribe to you. Why am I seeing your tweets? So they're doing everything they can to push other people onto like new people. Like, oh, look, this person over here is interesting, isn't it? Don't you how does it say, like, this is part of your people? You know what I mean?
And let's go. And we talk about all this stuff, right? Like YouTube, man. YouTube is dropping the ball.
Uh-oh, what happened?
So like, okay, so I know, like I said, I watch a lot of different YouTubers, right?
Yes.
You know how we talked about how they're all leaving the platform. Like a lot of people are going to other platforms, like Caffeine and all these things.
Yeah.
And then you also got people I know that I watch. They're using what's the other one called? Some of the guys in here use it. Oh God.
Oh, you talking about what is it? Buy me a coffee?
No. I'm talking about it's like a social media platform. Oh God, what's it called? That's a shame I can't think of it right now.
I don't know it.
But basically, you can let anybody join you in the live in it. Oh God, what's it called? What is it called? Dang it.
Carlos, I think wasn't Carlos using
It's
something
like
like that?
it's like the opposite of Mastodon. You know what Mastodon is? It's like Mastodon. Yeah. What is it? Starts with a D. Dang it.
Oh, I don't know it. I don't
know it.
Discord. Oh.
Oh, is you got Discord and there's another one too. But here's my point I was trying to make. One of the shows I watch, they do their lives and then they let people come in. Like anybody can come in and just roast. Right? But in order for you to roast, you can't just join from your YouTube.
No.
You got to go to that other platform to get into the roast session to bring your camera in.
Oh, wow.
And then they pipe it back in and throw it on top of the YouTube live. Why isn't YouTube integrating that? Why can't you get somebody from the comments during your live to you can just you could just click on their name and hit let join and they can jump in the conversation.
You know what? They need I wish that they could actually do that.
That's my point though.
But
they need that.
You do need that. But you know what? Here's the thing. If you look at a lot of these YouTubers that go live, a lot of them don't want to really interact with the people that's watching them.
But the ones I watch do, and they're different. They're different. That's my point. And they're winning because they're different. They can let random people just join, but they have to go to a third party to come back in.
That's true. Like, I mean, look, I'm doing something similar.
Yeah, it is Discord. It is Discord, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Look, I'm doing that myself. I got to use Google Meet.
You got to use Google Meet.
I got to use Google Meet to branch out and bring people up to have a chance to come into my live to be able to talk.
But guess what? They still got to get Google Meet and and then you got to send them a link to the room. Well, what my ideal is that they could just be in the comments. You can click their name and hit let join, and YouTube allow them to join.
Yeah, well, that one click solution would be a whole lot better.
That way, you ain't gotta add them into your Google Meet group. You ain't gotta do none of that. You can just let them in one time.
Now, here's the thing on radio with the Google Meet, because the Google Meet is so versatile. I can call that person through Google Meet. Remember, you know how when we had Dan,
but they still got to give you that information somehow, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do have to give me their phone number.
See the problem?
They do have to give me their phone number so I can call them through the Google Meet.
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't have to do that. That should be integrated in YouTube, in the YouTube app.
But I think that until they start seeing a lot of people either doing it or leaving because of it, they're not gonna add it.
Yeah, but that's the point though. YouTube became successful because they were the first to do what they did.
Right.
You can't keep waiting for the need. Sometimes you got to go ahead and do it, and then people go, "I never knew I needed that." Sometimes they gotta not know they need it, and you just give it to them anyway. Not wait for them to ask for it and then give it.
That's called innovation. Why you say that? Why you say that crazy mess, sir?
What Dan say?
He said FaceTime is better.
Yeah, but FaceTime isn't live streaming any goddamn where. So what's your point? Show me the FaceTime live stream that everybody can just watch right now. It don't exist.
That's true. It doesn't exist. Look, Google Meet is the closest. Like with them integrating going live in the app, which I'm using that now, people. This is me using Google Meet, and I can add more people in if I want, up to 100. I can have up to 100 people in here at one time. Now, I don't imagine that conversation. First of all, it wouldn't even be one. It's just people hanging out, talking over each other. But I don't know. Hey, the fact that you could do a lot through Google Meet, this might be their way of doing it.
Yeah, but it's a bad way. That's what I'm saying. Because remember, like I said, I want to be able to if the dude's name is Rambo1411, I want to be able to click his comment and hit allow in live, bam, and he can just accept and bam, his camera's on, he's in.
Now here's the thing. Now, as much as y'all poke fun at me, they did something similar what you're saying when they were doing Google Stadia. So they say that a person was streaming. They did it for Mortal Kombat. So you could jump in the queue by just because it's all streaming anyway. You could jump in the queue to play that YouTuber next. They did something like what you're saying, but they did it for streaming video games.
Because these are the reasons why people are leaving, though. These are some of the reasons why some of these YouTubers who have unique platforms, they're having to go to these third-party places for two reasons. The first reason is they don't want to be demonetized. The second reason is, like I said, it's really the first and second. They can say whatever they want on Caffeine. They don't have to worry about getting shut down or ads not being there. It's like, if I'm not going to get the ads no way, I'm gonna just go somewhere else that'll pay me regardless.
That's true.
And I can say whatever I want and do whatever I want. I ain't got to worry about copyright strikes. I ain't got to worry about none of that on Caffeine.
And then if you want to put it back on YouTube later, you just go ahead and put all the bleeps and stuff and edit it out.
Yep. And also remember this, right? You see how if you look at like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and TikTok, they can use music content from artists. You can on YouTube.
No, actually you can. They take a bigger cut though.
No. You got to play it in short spurts. You can't play a whole song all the way through.
Oh yeah.
But on TikTok, it puts the artist name down in the corner, and you can just play the song and do whatever, and do your little dance, whatever, and you ain't got to worry about getting hit.
But here's the thing: the monetization is way different.
Yeah, but like I said, if you talk to the guys I watch, like they don't even care about the YouTube monetization anymore because they make more money from their own merch. They make more money from selling their own shows. They make more money off YouTube. That's the reason why they don't care about YouTube. They're out in the real world making money. What they do on YouTube is basically just a big advertising for their real life shows. When they go out on tour and they do coliseums and arenas, they could care less about the YouTube thing. They just want YouTube to get out of the way.
But YouTube's not going to get out of the way, man. Hey, look, hey, I feel you when you say that. Hey, they need to make it easier, but I think they're leaving it up to the creator to come up with ingenious ways. Because here's the thing. Now look at it from this standpoint. I want to charge $5 to have somebody come up and speak their mind, right? But if YouTube does it, YouTube gets in the way of that.
But guess what?
And their take is a whole lot higher.
Bro, they're doing music. The same guy does music reviews where he plays your music. He got people paying $75 to $200 per song to have it played.
Dang.
They paying him $75 to play their song. He don't care about YouTube's mess.
That's true. But they're also paying him outside of the YouTube infrastructure too.
Because they have to.
That's true.
What I'm saying is he can go and do one of them review shows, and sometimes he be on for 3 hours, bro. He'll have 30 people paid to play their songs at $75 each. In an hour.
That's exposure.
You see what I'm saying? They're paying for the exposure, and he's getting instant cash without having to worry about whether he got demonetized. There was too many cuss words in the first 15 seconds.
That's true.
What's $75 times 30?
Ooh.
That's $2,250 in a damn hour.
Dang.
YouTube what? He didn't have to get 10 million views to get that $2,000.
That's true.
He didn't have to get 20,000, 30,000 views. He had his loyal 1,200 live people watching, and people were paying to get their song played, and he talk about it. He'll give you a review. And then to spice it up, you know what he does? He actually brings in established artists to review your song, and that's the selling point. He goes, this week I'm going to have such and such. This legendary rapper's going to be here with me. We're going to review your songs.
And everybody rushes to get their music heard by that artist or that industry person.
Exactly.
Hey, man.
These new credits don't care about, because like you got to realize there's only going to be so many people that get multi-million money off of YouTube. These newer YouTubers, they don't need to wait 5-6 years to get monetized to get that money. They can go ahead and get it now.
true.
And they can get it by not being on YouTube. And that's what YouTube is going to be. That's what's going to become their problem. They're losing that money right there.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. And I watch that show faithfully. And I buy his merch.
Dang.
And when he come here, I'm buying a ticket to go see him. So
good God.
So just saying, that's money being lost. They're making it difficult for new creators to get on. It's taking people 5 and 6 years to get monetized so they can start making $2,000 a month. He makes $2,000 in an hour.
Oh,
why would he care? That's what I'm saying. He has no incentive.
I could only hope to be at that level, dog.
But that's why I say that's why apps like Caffeine and them are getting those people. Why I know you asked before, why is everybody even trying to go over there? It's because they can go get all the money they want over there. They don't have to wait for you to give them the blue check of money.
But here's the thing: the problem is what about the like copyright strikes and all this other stuff?
There's no copyright strikes because there's no copyright strikes over there.
Right. Is it just like it's live for that moment and then it goes away?
Because you got to realize too that like I have never seen an actual ad on Caffeine. I haven't. Never seen an ad on Caffeine because that's not their platform.
No, I understand.
They go about it a different way.
But the thing is on Caffeine, if they don't hold any recordings, right, then yeah, you can get away with it because guess what? It's one and done.
Yeah, they do hold recordings, but like I said, they're not under the knife that YouTube's under. YouTube made all these agreements for fair ads. You got to realize the only reason why YouTube is even doing all this extra stuff is not because of legal terminology. It's because of agreements they have with these record labels in the first place.
That's true.
Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with legality.
Hey, when you don't have those things to worry about, you become more flexible.
Think about all the YouTube Vivo channels. You think they don't have a deal with Vivo?
Yeah.
And Vivo gets a kickback for that artist page playing music, and then when you play that music off of Vivo page, they don't get that money. That's what the pressure is coming from.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I mean, it's gonna come, but I think that it's gonna come down to the creators to come up with ingenious ways to incorporate everything that you just said. Like
they're doing it by leaving. They're doing it by leaving.
Yeah.
So it's like this, right? Think about it like this. There's a filmmaker. He made hood movies. Okay. His name is God. What's his last name? It's Brian. He was talking about this on one of his interviews. He was saying everybody's always waiting for the industry to come get them. Everybody's waiting for the movie studio to give you a contract. They're waiting to get in a movie. He's like, if ain't nobody hiring you, just make your own damn movie.
That's true.
Why am I going to sit here and struggle for the next 5 years trying to fit into your world when I can just make my own world? That's what that's what I'm talking about. These people are making their own world. They're not waiting for YouTube to give them, put them up front. They're not waiting. They're taking their own audience and controlling where their audience goes. They're not waiting for YouTube to direct the audience. That's the thing. So you can wait 10 years trying to get Universal to pay for you to make your movie, or you can just make the movie your daggum self and put it out low budget and make some money now. And that's what it's all about.
Right.
And if you make enough money before you know it, that same movie studio goes, dang it, you making too much money without us. Now we want to find you.
I mean, hey, look. I mean, Tyler Perry is a prime example of that.
Exactly right.
His movies made so much money, it was ridiculous that they had to start partnering with him because they were like, "Yo, you making too much money without us."
And you can pick on his movies for being cheesy. You can pick on him for being bad acting. But guess what? What you can't tell him is that he broke. What you can't, you see what I'm saying?
That is true.
You can't tell him he broke. He can put out mediocre movies if people are buying them.
You say you can't tell me nothing.
Look at these trash rappers. These rappers can't even rap, and they get making millions. They didn't let not having talent stop them.
Shame. No talent having ass.
No talent, but they ain't broke.
That's true.
And that's what I say. That's what these people are starting to see. They're realizing that they're getting trapped in the YouTube machine, and somebody else is controlling their narrative, and they don't like it. They want that freedom to go out on their own, and they done found out that dang, I can do my little. If I was a big YouTube star, I might get. I might have 4,000 or 5,000 people in my live every week, but then when I get my check, it's only freaking $300. Or I can take my dedicated 900 viewers, and when I go to their city, they're gonna buy tickets to see me.
That's true. But here's the thing. But the question is this, and I'm in this boat right now.
Yeah, you're in the machine.
I'm in the machine, but here's the question: you gotta first get the people. You gotta first get that 900 people. That 900 or 1,000 people that's going to be like dedicated to the cause, but how do you even get that first 1,000?
What's what I'm saying? Once you get the first 1,000, you still don't make really any money on YouTube. Is the point I'm trying to make.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. But that same 1,000 can make you money outside of YouTube. That's the point. True. That's what I'm talking about. If you got a faithful 1,000 people, them people, and they love you, they will spend money to see you. That's why I said these guys I watch, Keon, they do lives on YouTube, and then when they go out to these cities, they do lives in that city. People literally pay to watch them do a YouTube live in person.
Right.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
No. I understand that. I mean,
they're like, $100. I'll pay the $100 to be in the room and shake the hands of those guys from that YouTube channel, and then I'm gonna sit and watch them do a live stream.
Hey, look, right now I got 7 concurrent people watching me on live right now. Right. Hey, if I could make money with just those 7, I'd do it. I would go to like a independent streaming service where I can make more. But I'm not at that point yet. So my question is how do you even get to that point?
No, but what I'm saying is you're gonna get to that point a lot faster than you get to the YouTube makes you money point. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
True.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
That point is a lot closer. So think about it like this: that the making actual decent money on YouTube is like making it to Mars.
Oh, ooh.
Monetizing your faithful 1,000 to 2,000 that you gain is like getting to the moon. It's a lot closer.
That's true.
Don't wait till you can get to Mars before you get the real money. Go ahead and get it where you can fit it. Get it where you can get it, bro.
Hey, that's my thing. My sentence exactly, man.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do that now. Look, I'm not monetized yet, and I'm trying to take everything that I got right now and use it to try to make more.
You look at Cancel Court, right? That's not a big YouTube channel. They are part of the All Deaf family media or whatever, but they're not a big YouTube channel. But guess what? All them people you see in those episodes have their own YouTube channels. They bring all their fans to Cancel Court when they come there.
Yep.
And then they make new fans. You was a fan of this guy. You was a fan of that guy. Now they just traded a fan base by being on Cancel Court.
That's true.
That's
and now All Deaf media becomes bigger from all these different fan bases coming together.
And then they take those fans and monetize them in the real world. They don't just do it on the internet. And that's the difference. All them guys on there are stand-up comedians. They tour. They do different cities. They don't rely on YouTube to make their income. They use YouTube as advertising, and they make their real money off YouTube. And that is what I'm talking about. That's the trickery to it. That's where the money's made. Everybody can't be Mr. Beast.
No, well, Mr. Beast is not even really Mr. Beast, man.
Yeah.
Yo, look, he spent a lot of money, but yo, bro, he lives that life. Like he lives waking up every day trying to come up with a new idea that's bigger than the last idea that he had before.
Yeah.
Because
there ain't gonna be 20 of him though. There ain't gonna be 20 of him.
No.
You be lucky. Like you would be lucky if you could make $3,000 a month on YouTube. That would be lucky,
bro. I would take that. But I'd be content.
And I'm saying, but guess what? You can make that same money by being diverse in how you attack the money. You can't just wait for YouTube to give you the golden stamp and put you in front of all the players because you got this many followers. Start getting your money now. Don't wait for them to come. That's basically that's the reason you see these guys doing this, because their fan base will go. And you know how they do it too? They get me. What they do, they'll do it live, right?
Right.
And the first hour of the live will be on YouTube, and then they'll say, "Hey, you got to go to caffeine to see the rest of this."
Oh, you know what?
They turn the episode off in the middle of it. They turn the episode off right in the damn middle of it.
Didn't they do that same thing for that roasting session where
yes,
where they'll start the roast and then all of a sudden they say, "Hey, you to continue hearing the rest of this, you got to go over here.
You got to go over here. Exactly right. They're doing it on purpose. They're manipulating YouTube to get the people to go somewhere else. They're using the YouTube as the advertising, and then they get their money somewhere else.
I
Nah.
mean, YouTube does put the notifications up there for you to grab the people's attention, and once you grab it, then you can turn around and move it where you want to move it to.
You take your fans with you. Because
right.
what was it? There's the guy, one of the sayings he said if Castro was still alive and you were to ask him if you were gonna do your so-called revolution all over again, how many people do you need to follow you? He said the answer would be one. Because one person who truly believes in you is more valuable than 1,000 people who just like you.
That's true.
It's more valuable.
That is true.
You could have 10 million people who casually watch you, but them 1,000 that truly follow you is more valuable.
Well, it's the same thing in the record business. I mean,
exactly.
You know, you all you really need is the most dedicated fans that love your work. You don't really need you don't need it. You don't need it.
Because music don't make money. Concerts do.
That's true.
Concerts is where the money's at for the artist.
Always touring. Look, what was it? Willie Nelson is still touring today. He's
exactly because that's where the money's at.
Yo, he's where the money's at, bro. High on stage.
Bro, who is it? Little Baby gets like 175,000 for a concert.
Good God.
He'll never get that on YouTube. I don't care if he had 10 million views last month. He ain't getting 175,000 for that.
But you know what? Here's the thing. You will almost think that YouTube is creating a problem where people can't, like, you want to be seen, you want the exposure, but you don't make enough off of it to be able to gain enough to make it sustainable. So now you got to go other places to try to make your livelihood sustainable.
Yeah, basically what I'm saying is you gain your fame on YouTube, but you monetize yourself outside of YouTube.
True.
Because YouTube is going to be a big wall for you, and you can't depend on it. Because at any time you can say one thing, and they put you at the bottom of all results.
That's true.
And that's what these guys are talking about. They say one wrong thing, and all of a sudden, all their videos is at the bottom of the results. Whereas, like with caffeine, people don't typically go to caffeine and look for new people. They go to caffeine following somebody they already knew.
Right.
Yeah. And then they're gonna monetize the death out of you.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Shout out to Craig Smith. That's exactly what he does, bro. He literally uses his YouTube as advertisement, basically. And then he advertises his own music in between the breaks. Just double it up. And then he advertises his merch in between. Like, he basically puts commercials of himself in his live.
Hey. Why wait around for somebody to hit you up for we would like to do a partnership with you? Man, I partner with me, baby. Let's go.
I partner with me. Exactly right. You don't want someone else controlling whether or not you get to go somewhere. Take yourself there.
That's true.
Yeah, they might have a Concorde, but the bus still gets there.
That's very true. Very true indeed.
So,
but hey, I'm in that hamster wheel myself, man. Look, you know, how do you find new ways to, you know, branch out, try to, you know, generate, you know, enough funds so you can buy the better equipment, do the better things, be able to bring me people on, you know.
Hey, I'm gonna just say you can have crappy equipment if you're entertaining.
That's true.
Look at Charleston White, dude. You know who Charleston White is?
No.
Oh man.
No, I don't know. I didn't know.
He's a plumb fool. He just says he purposely says that he'll never be monetized. He will never ever be monetized, and he's still making millions. Because he says the absolute worst things you could possibly say in a public place, and then monetizes it off YouTube.
Wow.
It's just the same thing. I don't even want to, like, if I say what he said, your channel will disappear to the abyss. Okay, so we
don't do it. Don't do it.
But that's my point, though. His money is made for his appearances he makes outside of YouTube.
Right.
He don't need to get 10 million views. He only needs to get 5,000 views on what he said, and then that's going to get shared across all the other platforms because he said something so crazy, and then all them people are going to be like, oh, we agree with him. And then he'll just go back on his own personal social media and put, I'm gonna be in your city on this day at this time.
And then people pay to go see him.
Exactly. Pay him to come give a speech and all kind of stuff.
Hey, look, man, I've never been the one that kind of went to go see people live and whatever, but I did it one time, and that was Ryan Davis. It was good.
Beast. And
it was good.
Beast. And let me ask you something: is he a top YouTuber?
No.
My point exactly.
No. Well, he's a top comedian though.
Not really.
He's getting there.
He's a top underground comedian.
That's true.
And he's still doing great for himself. He's making his money.
Hey, look, what is it? He took all he stopped doing those comparisons.
$5 million is what his net worth is right now.
Dang.
And he's not a top YouTuber. You know why? Because the money ain't on YouTube. The money is in the real world.
Here I am talking about how bad we talk about how bad YouTube is. While live streaming on.
Hey, YouTube needs to hear it because there's like a revolution happening. They need to hear about it. There's a revolution happening of people realizing they don't need YouTube to make money. They're waking up.
Oh man.
Like some people are using YouTube as a measurement of their success, not realizing that their success can only be measured in the real world.
That's true.
But you won't know if you don't try.
Man.
Don't get me wrong, your content ain't really a live show content. Technically, but
no.
I'm saying in general, this is why these creators are doing what they're doing because they've already figured it out. YouTube is like selling albums, selling tickets is like getting concerts,
right?
Selling merch.
They're selling the experience.
That's where the money's at, bro.
Huh?
And I guarantee you, Ron Davis is on tour right now as we speak.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
he's Saturday, May 13th. Saturday, May 6th. Friday, May 5th.
But you know what? I said this to him. I said this to him when he was at Virginia Beach, or he was in Norfolk. I said, yo, how come you don't come to DC? He ain't come to DC yet.
Maybe that's where his audience is at.
I don't know, man. Hey.
Austin, yeah, he's doing 1, 2, 3. He's doing 4 shows just in Austin.
Good God.
In May, 4 just in Austin. Which Austin is kind of like a new comedy city too, though. That's 50 true. Events. The tickets in Austin, they start at $82 each.
Yeah. We paid about that much. Yeah, about for 2 people. We paid about that much when we were in Norfolk.
That's what I say. These people are getting their money.
But I had to drive 3 hours to go see this man. Good
and
God.
you still did it, and he's not the biggest YouTuber either, is he?
That's true.
What big YouTuber did you pay to go see?
Not a single one yet.
That's my point.
Not a single one yet.
Because all they got to do is say one wrong thing on YouTube, and they disappear.
And goodbye.
And they disappear. Well, think about it like this too. Think about like satellite radio versus FM radio. YouTube is like FM radio. It's open to the public. You can't do what you want to do.
Right.
Satellite radio ain't no rules.
Hey. Why you think Howard Stern ran to satellite?
There you go.
Howard Stern had all the girls stripping and everything.
Yeah. Patrice O'Neal.
Yep.
On satellite radio.
Patrice said everything under the sun.
Yep.
God rest that man's soul.
God rest in peace. The great Patrice O'Neal. So
remember, people, if you want to hear some controversial stuff, listen to him on YouTube, man. It's raw.
And guess what? Netflix is kind of doing some of the same behaviors.
Well, I mean, you saw what you saw what they did with Chris Rock. Chris Rock was like, "Yo, I'm not gonna go sit on somebody's couch and talk about what that slap did to me. I'm gonna make me money."
Exactly.
Talk about that slap that did to me.
He's like, forget the views. Let me get this. Let me monetize this without you.
Everybody trying to stick a mic in your face. He did a couple of different little tours. Didn't talk about it. Everybody went to see if he was going to finally talk about it. Went and did the
YouTube.
special on
Netflix.
Netflix. It was like, bro, let me tell you what's really good.
And he got a first. He did the first live special ever.
Right.
On Netflix. Yeah. That's
Like, let me tell you what's really good. Yo, hey. So not to bore everybody to death, but hey, I want to get your opinion about one more story before we wrap up.
Make it good now. Make it good.
Well, I feel like this is good because
controversy.
Well, this is kind of controversial. What's up, Gene?
Gene.
Howard Stern is still on Sirius XM. He's on weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
He know the schedule. You see that?
There you go.
Wait, your favorite YouTuber? What's his schedule?
I hope it's me.
No,
I hope it's me.
No, I said your favorite YouTuber, Keon. What's their schedule?
I don't know.
Exactly my point. Go ahead.
So GM.
Ooh.
GM.
Ooh.
General Motors.
It's juicy enough.
Has come out and basically thumbed their nose at Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and decided to do their own open source software protocol against their competitors. So that GM is now in the same boat with Tesla and Rivian.
Yep.
By not offering.
I'm for it.
What?
I'm all for it, dog.
What? Wait, whoa.
I'm all for it. Go, GM. Do your thing.
Why?
Why would I want to be trapped in a damn ecosystem?
What? Okay, wait. So you think is that you're being trapped?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it was just to finally get these automakers to realize that their infotainment system sucks?
But okay. So here, Keon, show me the Google infotainment system that's better. It don't exist. It don't exist.
Come on, man. Look.
No such thing. Show me it. Where's it at? Where is the actual Google radio in a car? Not it supports not that it supports what is it, Android Auto. I'm talking about a full freaking OS just for cars. Where's it at? And you know I'm a big car audio guy.
And I know you're a big car audio guy.
You barking up the right tree on this one.
Oh man.
Okay, look, like all infotainment systems suck. They all suck.
Right.
The only systems that are even good are the ones made by the independent companies like Kenwood and Pioneer. All the car ones suck in my opinion.
Yeah, but guess what? They support Android Auto and Apple CarPlay.
What if I don't want Android Auto?
Okay, you don't have to use it.
But my point is this, right? It's getting for a company like GM, right? Companies like Apple and them will make requirements that stops them from implementing features they might want to add because they have to support Apple's crap. They're trapped. So it's a double-edged sword. It's a to me.
It's a triple-edged sword because we went from crappy head units to finally some type of sentiments of order in this chaos, and now GM's like, yo, let's roll a grenade down there and say we're going to do our own open source.
So here's my point. My point I'm trying to make is this: I'd rather have GM have their own OS built on top of like Android, right? That lets you actually use the app on the radio. Not the phone has to support the app to the radio. You see the point I'm trying to make?
I see what you're saying.
I want to be able to launch Apple Music without the iPhone.
That's true.
That's my point.
That and I'm right there with you. But here's the problem. The automakers don't like to give up freedom. They want to control everything from end to end. The fact that they finally understand. I'm a Toyota person. I love Toyotas. Toyotas are like the one of the best cars, especially when you're trying to beat them. But
historically, their infotainment is trash. Historically,
yes, their infotainment is some garbage.
It might as well be a Boss touchscreen radio in that car at this point. Okay, like really, I've seen them. They're trash.
Yes, but here's the thing: Toyota was the last holdout. They were the last. Look, every automaker even GM went to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto faster. Okay, they did not turn the corner until 2020. But they did it for the They did it for the 2020 Highlander.
I'm gonna tell you what I've been saying the whole time. Basically, to me, the only way to do so-called Apple CarPlay for real would to be not do it at all and just put a full freaking basically iOS in the dash. And if Apple ain't gonna do that, they need to shut up. But in my opinion,
I think they want to do that.
No, they don't.
Oh, yes, they do.
They want you to buy the ecosystem. That means they want you to have the iPhone. What if I don't have an iPhone? I still want to use that car. I want the car to be able to be self-sustaining. I don't want it to rely on the phone. That's what I'm saying.
And I understand that. What I'm saying is
like put an actual Apple radio in the car, not a phone that supports my phone, not a radio that supports my phone.
But that would require more integration.
No, not necessarily. Because
not necessarily. But look at it from this standpoint. Here I am. I'm an Android person, so I'm gonna go to Toyota and be like, yo, show me the Android version of Toyota now. They're not gonna make an Android version and an iOS version.
But bro, you can go right now and you can get any of these cars, right? One will come with a Bang & Olufsen system, one comes with the Sony, one comes with the Ford built in. They already got this happening. That's my point I'm trying to make.
They do
you
it.
Already can get multiple brands of audio systems in the car as it is.
Yes, but here's the thing:
in the same car,
there's multiple brands, but they go up in value. So like I have the platinum version of the Highlander, and mine's come with JBLs, right? But if you go to the lowest tier, you're just getting regular old speakers.
I get that, but I'm saying for infotainment purposes. To me, if I'm an Apple person, I should be able to. There should be a vehicle version of iOS. Don't CarPlay all. There should be a vehicle version of it.
So Gene says OnStar is GM's vehicles that are open source software. I don't know. No, because OnStar has been exclusively on for GM.
Because what I want them to be able to do is this. I want Spotify to be able to just port an app that just works on that radio. I don't need the phone. There should be an app for that radio in that car. I shouldn't need the phone for it. Because think about it. These cars are already coming with LTE built in it. My damn Lexus already has its own LTE.
Right.
So like the cars are coming with the connectivity built in. Why not go ahead and just build a damn software for your vehicles and then you could make deals with whoever, whether it be Spotify, to support that thing and actually put the app on. Because here's the thing, Keon. This same thing happened with Ford Sync. Ford Sync was supposed to have third-party apps.
Didn't happen.
It didn't happen, but it should have.
But here's the thing. Problem. But here's the problem.
There should be a Google Maps for the radio. I shouldn't need the phone.
But here's the problem. The problem is development costs, right? So the automakers don't have to develop the apps or have an app ecosystem. They give the ecosystem to the major developers like for iOS.
But it sucks.
But the thing is it's
better.
But remember, where were we at 3, 4, 5 years ago? Well, you had no. I'm gonna tell you what. You had the crappy.
You know what everybody did? Everybody went aftermarket to get those features. They went and got the nice Kenwood unit to get all those features. They didn't care about the manufacturer. The point is this: for the people who are not going to upgrade to an aftermarket radio, the manufacturers need to fill that gap.
But here's the thing: the aftermarket is starting to lose traction also.
But it's only losing traction because of the integration that's happening in the cars.
Yeah, the integration in the cars are becoming more integrated. Like, look at my car. I drive a hybrid. For me to get an aftermarket stereo, it has to work with the hybrid information that I get from the system.
Exactly my point.
But the thing is there's not that many units that actually work for my car. They work for the base level of my car.
So why shouldn't Toyota actually spend the money to develop an OS that allows you to get these advanced features and you don't need the phone for them to work? Because the way this thing said, it says create software distributed across devices in the vehicle. That sounds to me like they're saying have apps that run native on the car.
That's
Native is already better. That's all I'm saying is native is better.
Native is better.
Supporting CarPlay is the opposite of native. It's the phone has to then port all the information back to the car. What if I crack my damn phone and I still want to listen to damn Apple Music on my way to the damn store to put my insurance claim, whatever I got to do, but my phone I can't even get in it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You're tied to that phone now.
Gene says that his dad has built in 5G and Wi-Fi.
Yep. What's the point of building all that in, and I still need the damn phone to run the apps? It don't make sense.
But they have been working on not having to tether the phone to the car.
But that's literally what I'm saying is the definition of Apple Play is you're tethering the phone in some way.
True.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you shouldn't need the phone. I should be able to log in to my radio just like I do if I have 2 Android phones, for instance. I should be able to log into my radio with that same account, and it remembers all my YouTube playlists. It remembers all my my Spotify or Apple playlists. The radios in the car should be able to do it independently. It shouldn't rely on the second device. That annoys me.
You're right about that, but the thing is I think that it comes down to the automakers themselves. They want that. I think the automaker. I don't think that Android Auto and Apple CarPlay would love to have you have to plug your phone in to be able to use it. I think it comes down to the car makers basically saying what they're willing to allow. They're willing to allow you to do a little bit at a time, and then now when people want to basically be cordless, like as soon as I get in the car, I want you to see my phone and go, oh, so hey Keon, we know your playlist is this, but I didn't have to go plug in and hope that you discover it.
Well, I'm not saying plug it. I'm saying that you should really not even take your phone out your pocket, and you should be able to launch Spotify or whatever on the radio independent of the phone, and it just be logged into the same account, and it just plays your crap.
No, I agree.
That's all I'm saying. Like they should. I want these things separated. I don't want to be bound. Because here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you where it gets annoying. Situations like this, where if I got my Bluetooth earbuds in, right, and I'm talking to y'all, when I go hop in my freaking car, the freaking car takes the phone automatically. Now I got to remember to pull my earbuds out.
Yeah, mine does the same thing.
I don't want to do that. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to do that. I'm tired of it.
Mine does the same exact thing, and I hate it.
This Android Auto and CarPlay thing gets us bound to where we're stuck to that. I don't want to be stuck to that. I want the phone to only connect that car for my phone calls so I can talk to the car. I don't want the phone to be the navigation for the car and the media player for the car. I don't want all that. I want it on screen, everything centralized. What I'm saying is I can't figure out why somebody like Samsung didn't 10 years ago just go ahead and make a car OS in the first place and then market that to the automakers in the first place.
Me personally, I think that that's the direction they're heading in. It's just these small incremental steps, man. Yeah, I think that they're moving in that direction, but the problem is there's no hard drive, there's no extra expandable storage already in the car, right? So now you got to go from having no expanders. Yeah,
the storage is cheap. Yeah,
but what I'm saying is the problem that you run into is Toyota I think Toyota and a lot of these auto companies, especially the ones that are super locked down like Toyota is.
Toyota's probably the worst.
Toyota's the worst. They did not budge until 2020. Yo, you could literally get a Hyundai and a Kia with Android Auto before you could get a Toyota with it. That lets you know how fast they were moving. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how fast that they were moving, trying to hurry up and implement the system. But
to Toyota, I think these companies, I think Samsung and Apple both have dropped the ball on this because they should have long ago recognized that they could have took over the whole infotainment system in the first place. But instead, they chose to do this third-party tethering crap when they could have went ahead and made a freaking dedicated OS and sold that to the manufacturers, which would alleviate the need to do all this open source and write software. They could have just done it, but they chose not to. They instead chose to tether the daggone phone.
Bro, I think that it's just a
lazy way.
Dog, I don't necessarily think it's lazy. I think it's just a happy medium to the road that we're going down, but GM is going a different way now.
Well, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. Win, lose, or draw. Somebody's got to do something different because what we're doing ain't working.
Well,
and
here's
that's
the thing.
annoying part.
What happened before, like you said, take your Ford, for example. The NSYNC software was terrible.
You know why it was terrible, though? It's because they let Microsoft do it. They should have got with Google in the first place.
But that's what I'm saying is what we're seeing is we're seeing the first iterations of this, and eventually we'll get to standalone, but it's not there yet. I mean, like, it's about upgrading you slowly, and so you can buy the next vehicle. What happens if they all of a sudden go to standalone? Well, everybody's going to start trying to hold on to their vehicle longer.
Because guess what? So like for instance, my car is a Sync 2 car, right? There's a third-party company who makes adaptation kits to let you put Sync 3 and 4 in the older vehicles now, because Ford wouldn't do it.
Dang.
There's a whole kit you can buy to upgrade to the newest Sync when your car didn't come with it.
Wow.
From the aftermarket. It comes with all the stuff you need to upgrade to the new Sync.
Yo, hey, Gene. And the thing is those Bose speakers, hey, those things are expensive, bro. Them Bose speakers are expensive. Why you say that? Because
Bose used to be the ish. They're not so much anymore.
Oh no.
They were the ish in the 90s. In the early 2000s, you couldn't beat Bose. Small speakers with big sound. Now everybody's kind of on par in the car audio world for the most part.
Hey, it's about how you level it out, man. Hey, I make my JBLs sound awesome. People hop in the car, I'm like, God, these sound great.
That's my point, though. That's what I'm saying, Jay. Like I said, it's kind of even playing field now. You don't really see. I haven't really seen Bose in any new cars at all.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I think that they probably got their partnerships. Like Toyota has JBLs, and then Bose has GM, and that he said that's the 2018s.
Yeah,
2018 Tahoe.
Yeah, to me, this whole audio thing, like I said, I'm an audio guy, so for a very long time, I was wondering, like, why didn't the car manufacturers take advantage of this for money? Because I'll give you an example. Something simple like this. Say you buy a brand new car, you want to add a sub to it. They should have went ahead and gave you power, remote, and ground in the trunk ready to go. Like little stuff that people would have paid extra to get because it would have been built in factory and clean. So you could add and upgrade easily. It's a whole new market. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole new market that they're just skipping. And then the aftermarket has to make up for it.
Well, here's the thing. Why not just go ahead and put the crappy infotainment system back in, and then when you want to get, like, you literally show that as an upgrade.
I mean, your best bet right now, if you're buying any new car, is not to get the premium sound.
And just do your own aftermarket.
Yeah, because once you go premium sound, all the adapters and modules you need to do aftermarket becomes a pain in the butt. Where if you had the base model, it's a freaking harness. If you got the model with all the bells and whistles, you got to have an adapter and a module and all this other stuff. You end up paying more for the adapters and models than you do for the damn touchscreen radio you put in the car. So it's just a pay. I look, Keon, I know people back, like when I was in heavy in car audio, I know people who turned an iPad into a car radio.
You know what? That's something I never understood. Why even care? Like I have my own phone. Like, just let my phone adapt to whatever it is I wanted to adapt to.
We put an iPad in a dash, and it looks like a stock radio right now, but it's a damn iPad because the CarPlay was a pain in the butt. The guy put a 4 at his dash. We made a custom dash mount for it, and we put an iPad in his dash, and that is his infotainment system.
Wow.
He basically did what Apple wouldn't do. He made an infotainment system out of an iPad, and we use a secondary 5-channel amplifier for the sub and the speakers, and the iPad is the radio.
You know what? I think that a lot more regulations are involved too, because like if you stick an iPad in, guess what happens? You know how when you're moving, like certain features, certain features will turn off. I think that's part of it. Also, they have to uphold all those different little things.
Well, that's fine. They can disable the video. That's fine. But just let me. That guy just wanted to be able to open up his music and just play it. He didn't want to have to do Bluetooth and an aux cable and all this other stuff. He just wanted to be able to get right to his music. So we did a dedicated 5-channel amp, all aftermarket speakers, add sub, and the iPad is the radio.
Hey, Gene, I'm right there with you, man. The Honda moved a whole lot faster than Toyota did. Way faster.
Just like my wife's Lexus. That infotainment system in that car, it sounds good, but it's crap. The infotainment system is crap.
But it doesn't do Apple CarPlay and
We don't.
Android Auto?
No, it doesn't.
What?
No.
See?
It's just Bluetooth.
Wow.
That all I'm saying is I want to be able, like that big tab that you got. I want to be able to mount. I want that in my dash from the factory, and add some extra audio features. Let me get a high and low pass out of it by default. Just put it in my dash,
man. But you know what? A lot of these electronics aren't heat rated for cars though. They're not heat rated or cold rated too. Because you know what? Look. As much as we want convenience, right? I've left my electronics in the car when it on a hot sunny day. Man, I was like, yo, let me go find somewhere cool to put this phone before I turn it on.
But remember what I said,
your
right?
Electronics turn off, literally turn off when they get too hot.
But what I'm saying is that what if they made it for the car in the first place, you wouldn't have that issue. What I'm saying is somebody like Samsung should have grabbed Ford or GM a long time ago and said, we want to make an infotainment system for you, and just do it. Just do it. Just have the balls to be different and just do it.
A USB-C connector that sits on the dash that will hold whatever, let's say, aftermarket tablet. You know it could do the data because USB-C could do 10 gigabits over that connector. So
yeah, and for us audio buds, we need two outputs. We need a high output and a low output. That's it, built in.
Hey,
and bam, I can hook up my amps and do my sound how I want to do it. Ain't got to turn my whole daggum dash out and put 5 adapters in the damn thing. And
but that would just make life too easy, man. I'm telling you, dog. Bro, they don't do life that easy around here.
That's like first gen sync, and I don't know if Carlos around. First gen sync, we did a truck, right? And in the truck, all the prompts for the car, how the car talks to you, it comes through on the front speakers. We had to use a Rockford Fosgate interface and rechannel the sound back to the speaker so the driver didn't lose that functionality when he went aftermarket. So the car's prompts still get fed through the amplifier.
Wow.
Like we had to do all these extra steps. I'm like, bro, they could do a lot of this stuff from the factory, and that would actually give them a selling point. Like, yo,
radio, you know, look, you work on cars. How many times have you seen like mechanics ask the question, why did y'all build the car this way?
Oh, exactly.
You know why they built it that way, so you got to go back to the dealer to go get it fixed.
I was a mechanic before I was a cable guy. Just remember that.
but that's what I'm saying is like, yo, they're not making it easy at all. But the fact that they're finally moving away from their own crappy infotainment system shows that they're moving in the right direction at least. But we're going like GM is literally taking the Ford approach now. Ford was like, yo, I guess this Microsoft deal sucks. Throw Android Auto and iOS and what's the name in there, please, and call it a day so we don't have to worry about this.
Yeah, but it still sucks. Like if it was done well, it'd be different. It just sucks.
Look. Sucking and not.
All I'm saying is this, right? I hate to say this. I hate Tesla, but Tesla's infotainment doesn't suck
because they don't look. First of all, their cars suck.
The cars suck.
But they're a software company more than they are a car company.
Exactly.
But that's what happens when you give a car company. Look. They're a car company. There's a software company that so happen to do cars, not a car company that so happen to do software.
Because think about this, right? If you got one of these cars, like if you're a Tesla, right, and you want to be able to show certain information on the screen, but you also got to support CarPlay. Some of the stuff you want to do in that system, you can't do now because you support CarPlay.
Yeah, but you know what? Because Tesla doesn't support CarPlay or Android Auto, I don't even care for them. Because I'd
rather just have Bluetooth at that point.
But I still have to plug my phone in to charge, and I don't get none of the benefits. I have to download everything from them.
Yeah, I like I said, it's just that this to me it's just it stagnates development. That's why I don't like the whole CarPlay and Auto thing. It stagnates development. The automaker might want to do all these new features and cool things, but CarPlay gets in the way. They didn't want to do all this 2K. Oh, but Android Auto gets in the way. It's like they want their customer to just hop in the freaking car and go Walmart, and then it navigates them, and they can put the music in the corner where they need to, put the air conditioner information in this corner where they need to, put the vehicle sensors and cameras however they want to do it without having to worry about, oh, that's going to get in the way of this CarPlay interface.
Look, let me tell you what they're doing right now, right? So for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and I'm an Uber driver, okay? Their Uber is doing an app extender. So when you plug your phone into, because you got to charge your phone while you're driving around, so it's plugged into the infotainment system. Well, guess what? Instead, whenever I hit navigate on my device, instead of it popping up on my phone, it goes to the infotainment system and pulls up navigation there. Do you see the integration? It changes everything. Like I need to navigate, but I don't want to navigate off my phone. I wanted the car to navigate.
And GM doesn't want you to either. They want Google Maps right there.
But they want Google to develop the app for their platform.
Yeah, but you gotta realize
look what happened with Microsoft.
If enough automakers, but like I said, if enough automakers do it, they're gonna get pushed in the corner.
The only way that it would do is GM, all the major ones would have to say our software, or basically like pull a Google and have an open source software that everybody can use. That's the only way it's going to do it. But GM running off doing it by themselves is not going to happen. They're going to run into the whole Windows Phone problem. Windows Phone was better than Android.
Doesn't Tesla have its own navigation?
I think so. Yeah.
Why does it need CarPlay for that?
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they got their same thing, they got their Tesla charging network.
Yeah.
What if the Apple Maps doesn't integrate that perfect?
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. There's all these factors that go in. But
guess what? You also lose the integration going back and forth. So let's say,
but I don't need my phone to integrate if my car can run without it. That's my point.
No, and I agree with you. But what I'm saying is the integration let's say I look up something before I go home, it doesn't go to the car. I can have it on my phone, but then now when I get in the car, I gotta plug that information.
Yeah, but remember what I'm saying is this, right? I'll give you an example. If I have Google Maps on my Android and I have Google Maps on my iPhone, guess what? I'm signed into the same Google account, 2 different OSs.
That's true. But
that's all I'm saying. It still remembers my history.
Yeah, look, I agree with you. If GM and all the major car companies said that we are going to support one major platform and this is the structure we're going to work under, then yes, I will agree with GM right now. But I'm telling you what's going to happen. I can tell you what's going to happen automatically. GM is going to do it by itself, then GM, then turn around, and then Ford is going to do one by themselves. And then you're going to have somebody else do something by themselves. And then you're going to have, and Google is going to look at all of them and go, I'm not about to develop for all you.
Sorry. But bro, it already says it in one of the articles that the GM infotainment system will have Google Maps, Google Assistant, and Spotify. They already said it.
Ooh.
That's what I'm telling you. It's already there. They didn't just decide on Tuesday to do it and they're waiting. They've already done figured out some of this stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're already like, yo, these customers, like, think about it. The one lady, she broke her phone. Now her navigation doesn't work. That sucks.
Yeah, that does suck.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, she lost her phone. Navigation don't work now. But what if I lost my phone and that's the only electronic I got, right? And I need to find that phone. Why can't I just find my phone from my car radio?
That's true.
Because it's integrated. That's better integration to me. Because that means the car can stand on its own and it can actually offer me more than, oh, the phone's gone now, so this shit doesn't work anymore. That stuff matters. But they're already saying that apparently they've already talked to Spotify and Google. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, you know what?
Read some of the articles.
The Linux-based system will be available to third-party developers who want to create apps and features for GM customers.
They've already talked to the developers. I'm trying to tell you. They already listed Spotify, Google Maps, and Google Assistants as being on board.
But I still don't trust. I just don't trust GM.
I get it.
I don't trust a car maker. I don't trust a car maker to do software.
Well, they're not. They're not actually doing the software themselves. They're using another company to do that. That's also listed in one of the articles.
Hey, what about FCA? Fiat Chrysler Auto will try out their own open source software in their vehicles. Yeah, like it still runs that car. Like Tesla is a software company that makes cars versus a car maker that does software.
You gonna tell me Tesla don't have enough pull to go to Google and say we want an app just for our car? I think they got the pull.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say they can't be held hostage by Samsung and Google, Samsung and Apple. They have to, if they go, hey, this is kind of stagnating. Like we got CarPlay, but what's next? Like we have these issues. Are you gonna? No, we're not gonna fix them. Well, then we can't wait on you to fix them. We got to say, hey, let's go around this and get a dedicated OS that can run these apps standalone and solve some of these pain points. I shouldn't like my music stops because somebody calls me right now. I don't like that. Okay. I want to be able to tell the car, no, don't answer. I'll answer on my Bluetooth. And I can talk on Bluetooth and I can just turn my music down and talk. Right. Or when I walk in the store and I'm on Bluetooth connected to the car and my wife's sitting in the car and I'm still playing music from inside the damn store. Like, and it's breaking up. It's all choppy because I'm getting closer and further and closer. I know. I want the car to be able to stand on its own too and run the app independent, bro. That's all I want. When I put the car in park, I want to be able to open YouTube and just watch YouTube. Think about it. They already made the apps for smart TVs.
That's true.
They made them for LG TV. They made them for the Samsung TV. They made it for the Roku.
But here's the thing. What's the unifying factor for all those? They chose an operating system to all decide to work with. They chose Android TV.
No, Samsung's TV are not Android, and neither are LG's.
What is it?
LG's is WebOS.
Oh, that's right.
Their own thing. Samsung TVs are Tizen. They're not Android. The only Android TVs are the Sony ones.
Oh, yeah, I do have a Sony TV.
And guess what? They're some of the suckiest ones.
Wait a second. Wait.
The Sony TV is great. The app system is trash. The TV itself is great.
I mean, I like my Sony TV.
First thing anybody with good sense gonna do is plug in a damn Apple TV to that Sony.
Hey, if you're in the Apple universe, that's exactly what you do.
That's my point.
Nobody else. Look, I get criticized for not going full Apple, man. You know, I because I'm going to Vegas and I bought like 2 extra smart tags, right? Bought 2 extra smart tags. I was like, I tell everybody in the group, man, I bought some new smart tags. Man, why didn't you get the Apple tag? The Apple tag's better. Why
and
you go full Apple?
It's another, and there's nothing I want to point out too. It's another monetization line for the cell phone carriers that the cars have their own line dedicated. All these things. That's why I say there's money to be made. Apple CarPlay is cool. Whatever, it's cool. But like, I don't want my car to be held hostage by my phone, and vice versa.
Man, no, look, my cell phone bill is already too high as it is. Why can't I just plug my phone in and I give internet via my phone? Now I'm gonna have to have a whole new cell plan for just my car.
Yeah, but think about it. If you really just use navigation and play music, you're not gonna burn up a bunch of data. You ain't gonna need an unlimited plan for the car. You probably get away with 10 gigs.
You do need one for a Tesla though, because you play Netflix. You can play Netflix, play games in the car, everything.
Yeah, all I'm saying is they wrote their maps, didn't they?
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I'm saying we can't keep saying what they can't do. Tell me what you can do. That's what my boss likes to say. Don't tell me what you can't do. Tell me what you can do. Hold up here.
Man.
Yellow. No, dear. I'm still on live.
Hold on, no radio. I'm gonna mute you.
I did love you. But nah, man, I'm for anybody trying something. It might fail, but it's better than doing nothing.
Look, I'm all down for them finally making the car work independently. That's what I want. But I'm telling you, man, if GM is the sole proprietor of this one, it's not going to gain. It's going to run the same. It's going to run into the same problem that Microsoft ran with Ford. They didn't get no uptake on the sync. And
but you know what I think this actually is? I think this is going to be more. I think the way this is looking, it's going to be more like an open source thing. So think about it like this. It's going to be like the Android for cars, and then the manufacturer can put their own skin on it and do their own little tweaks.
Yeah, I'm down for
that's,
that.
That's the point of it being open source, though. That's the reason why they have to mention that it's open source. That means any automaker can basically have apps made for the same type of platform, and it'll be like having a Pixel versus having a Samsung.
Yeah,
you can still both install the same APKs for the most part and run apps. That's what it looks like to me. Which is why Google should have already done it.
Hey, look. Hey, I think they had to mirror whatever Apple was gonna do, because Apple CarPlay, it would have in an Apple universe, it would have been all cars with Apple only. That's what it would have ended up happening, man.
Yeah, because I know the new CarPlay that's supposed to be coming the car is more independent on the new CarPlay that's coming that Apple's going to be doing. But the thing is, they're taking over the whole thing to do it too. I don't know if you've seen any of that.
No.
They showed some of the previews for like the new Apple CarPlay that's coming. It appears that it's going to be the car is going to be more independent anyway. But it also means that the automaker has to give up 100%. Because the whole there's a I can't remember what article it is, but there's like an article. It shows the whole dash and everything is basically Apple.
Oh no. I don't want to live in that world. I don't want to live in that world.
Oh, and guess who else already has an infotainment? Already has it for cars.
Who has it?
Huawei.
Oh Lord.
Huawei already does Harmony OS. They have a car version for Harmony OS already.
Lord Jesus.
See?
That's not going to come over here, though.
Look at Samsung getting left behind. No, we don't need to come here, but we need our manufacturers to do these things because this is what happened. China does stuff. They get way ahead, and then we turn around and go, oh, my God, we can do that. We should have done that.
Yeah.
There's already a Huawei. It's called the CPU is called a Tyson V20 Lite. The GPU's 8 Mali G76. It's got a NPU. It's got all that 5G built in.
Mm-hmm.
They're already doing it in China, bro. There's already an infotainment. We're behind.
But you know what? Point. See, here's the thing. This is something I don't understand why it hasn't already started happening.
Here, I'll share it too. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna share it, but you can keep talking.
This is something I've never quite understood. So, like, we got 5G going on, right? Why don't they make the 5G or make the modules for connectivity in the cars be upgradable too?
To a certain extent, but you also got to realize too, though, that like this like certain things are going to be around for the next 25 years. A lot of people ain't going to have these cars still, so it ain't that dire need. For example, if you put out one right now that has N41 and N71, you're going to probably be good for the next 30 years.
True.
You don't need to make it upgradable every 5 because the car don't need 15 carrier ag. It's just trying to play music and navigate.
I'm just saying, man, when you traveling down the highway, you're moving kind of fast.
But there you go. There goes your Huawei infotainment right there, already in a car.
I see it.
This is already being done around the world. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Man.
And they can cater it to their vehicle. You see how the air conditioner is there, the trunk, the door, side mirrors, windows, the charger port, your fuel, everything is integrated. This is true integration. These automakers want to be able to put everything on that dash and lay their layout so all their stuff works together with the apps. Not the app has to now squeeze into the infotainment. It's the other way around. The app can be built for the infotainment. That's what I'm saying. This is already a thing. The Chinese are once again beating us to some things.
Right.
They built a whole OS to fit the car. It controls everything in that car too. You can change the interior light colors. All your stuff is integrated.
Question is how soon before we start getting this?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Similar to this.
This is what GM wants to do, but they can never do something like this. If they support CarPlay, they decentivize the app developers to make apps for it. What's the point? Think like you just said. Why am I going to write an app for it when you already support CarPlay?
Right.
The same thing.
Now the question is what about Apple? Because remember, like for
Apple wants the whole cake. They don't want to just be
Apple
in there.
wants the whole kit and caboodle.
And that's the problem.
So because look at what happened with was it Matter? Matter didn't become the universal standard now until Apple jumped on board. Yes. So the question is how long is it going to be before we get a handshake across the board with Apple? Apple wants the whole car. They don't want to open source software, look alike standing off to the side. They want everything.
Look at what this article says about CarPlay.
What's this?
It says CarPlay. It says for what it is, it works nicely, but it's incredibly limited in some really dumb ways. It's very expensive, and should you buy it?
Oh man, that's crazy.
And it's always the limitations to it that's the problem.
Look, it's always the limitations, but I think that those limitations are in place not by the software company, it's in place by the hardware that they have to run on.
Same thing, right? The Apple CarPlay, it don't support all the streaming apps. It supports the ones Apple pushed forward.
Right.
See what I'm talking about? What if you're the Apple user who just happens to love Spotify, but for some reason that card don't integrate with it? Like it's just too much.
Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't for the fact that Spotify is so popular, Apple probably wouldn't put it up there.
Then you got CarPlay. People reporting CarPlay just stopped working after updates. Because you know why? Because it's dependent on the phone. Why if I update my phone now my stuff don't work, and then I gotta wait for a patch? You see what I'm saying? This is the kind of stuff GM's talking about. Because guess who got to talk to that customer when that customer's iPhone gets an update and their CarPlay fucks up?
No, you're absolutely right.
Apple ain't the one got to deal with the customer. They're going to go back to GM and complain. And GM can't do nothing about it because they have no control.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about.
This kind of gives them a level of control where they basically have the OS ready. And if there's something wrong with the OS, they can troubleshoot it for themselves.
Yeah.
But they don't have to care about the app.
They're basically, if I'm going to get yelled at, I'm going to get yelled at because I messed up. I'm not going to get yelled at because Apple messed up. Like,
right.
I'm the service guy and I'm getting yelled at because this dude just bought a $100,000 car and his CarPlay stopped working after 6 months because some update broke it and Apple ain't fixed it yet. Like, and then they got to fight with Apple to figure out how to fix it. Okay, how do we pass this properly? How do we they're handcuffed. And
right.
that's what I think GM is dealing with. They keep being handcuffed to like, sorry, it's an Apple thing. Sorry, it's an Apple thing. At some point you get tired of saying that.
Yeah.
And that's what I say, everybody says it, people talk about integration. True integration is you controlling all of your products.
Yeah.
So if people love iOS, they go, well, iOS is better because Apple controls everything. Well, wouldn't GM's infotainment be better if they controlled everything? You see, it go both ways.
Hey, but well, understand the question is if Apple doesn't start developing for it, it's not going to gain traction. GM will sit up there. These automakers are going to be like, but our people want access to CarPlay. Our people want access to Android Auto.
But then you go in the car and go, look, we got the same navigation app. We got the same music app. We got all of it. You don't need the phone to do it.
Google is going to look. It's based on Linux. Google's going to jump all over it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say
they can develop for it in a heartbeat.
I want my car to have Spotify. I don't want to have to wait for the phone. I don't want the phone to have to be anything to do with it. I want the car to have Spotify. I want the car to have Apple Music.
That's true.
Apple can license Apple Music out to GM. And if they're real smart, they bundle it with an agreement with a cell carrier. And bam.
No, you're absolutely right.
They go, hey, you want the smart car package with the connectivity? All right, look, we'll even bundle it into your car sale price. They can say, hey, this car right now is $32,000. If you get the cellular data bundle with the new GM open source, system, we'll go ahead and add the next 5 years of service into your car payment for the total amount of the car.
Now, here's the next question. What about security?
What you mean?
Because I know that the way that these infotainment systems are done now, they're isolated from the rest of the car. So they don't even communicate really with anything else except for the speakers in the car.
But guess what? Everybody wants to do what Tesla's doing. They want to have all the cameras on the car too to capture everything.
That's true.
That's what I'm telling you. That's the real reason why you don't realize that Tesla's backing out too. It's because even Tesla's like, we could do so much more if we weren't tied to this thing. It goes back to it's the same purposes. You don't think GM wants to have cameras on the side mirrors and in the back deck and all that stuff? Yeah. They want to have all them feet. They want everything. They want to compete. And so does Ford and everybody else. They want to compete. And they can, if they can build their own infotainment system that actually has the features you want, lets you run your apps independent, and they can offer you these additional services to monetize you and say, hey, you can get the monitoring package that records this much data to the cloud. You also get this. Like I said, they're losing money by letting Google and Apple run them. They can't innovate because they're trapped.
But they finally let go, and then now they block themselves in.
What you mean block themselves in?
Well, I'm just saying in general, like they blocked themselves in with two software companies that basically is not innovating as fast as they need them to.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're trying to escape that.
Yeah, I mean, people want integration too. They want whatever app they're doing on their phone. They want to be able to be playing on their car without a whole bunch of headaches.
Exactly, but if the car can just do it, then you're solving both problems.
That's true.
If I got a single Spotify account in my car and my phone are signed in, I don't need the phone to link. It's the same account. All my playlists are on my car too.
That's true.
All my YouTube history is just on the car. I don't need my Samsung. I don't need a Samsung phone and a Google Pixel to integrate with each other. They both run the same apps. I just log in.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? Think about your car like another phone. It's another tech device that can log into Google too.
They're gonna have to call this Car OS.
But I'm for it, dog. I'm all for it.
Hey, look, if they can implement this as fast as possible, I'm all for it too myself. The problem is execution. Like I said, Google fought Apple for so long that they finally got them to agree to a standard for home automation. Come on, dog.
Yeah, but it wasn't just Google. It wasn't just Google. It was the world.
But it took the whole world to finally make Apple go, okay.
Yeah, but that's Apple. That ain't my problem.
It is our problem.
No, that's Apple people's problem.
Nobody. It is our problem because you have to understand.
Listen,
if
I'm already bring
Apple on board. If Apple doesn't go on board, development for it sucks.
But what I'm saying, I'm already in Google, and if they've already got Google on board to build apps, I'm fine.
Hey, I'm right there with you. But you've been in these Google meets with our fanboys from the other side, from another mother.
Hey, I mean,
come on, man.
Bluetooth is probably still gonna work just fine. It's gonna still show the song titles. You can just get in the car, your Bluetooth connect. That's gonna work. It just ain't gonna bring up your Apple apps on the screen anymore.
Look, man.
And you know what's crazy too is there, as much as everybody talks about CarPlay, right? All the hardcore Apple users I know don't even use it. Like they don't even use it, bro.
I mean, but look, Gene just said that his mom is using it and love it.
I didn't say that. I'm saying is that I ain't never heard anybody go, "Oh my God, I can't buy that car because I don't have CarPlay." Matter of fact, I could about bet that if I were to go to every person with an iPhone, not one of their cars has CarPlay.
But everybody don't upgrade their cars that fast too.
My brother-in-law just bought a brand new Yoda, and that thing don't got no CarPlay.
Oh, what type of car?
Tacoma.
Oh, dang! You know what? But Toyota,
and they didn't stop him from buying it. I'm just saying, it's like if people like a Toyota Tacoma, they're gonna buy the Tacoma. I ain't never seen nobody go, I'm not gonna buy certain car brands because of CarPlay. I haven't heard that conversation. I'm not saying there's nobody who is saying that. I'm just saying I haven't seen this in the real world. Cars are selling regardless.
I think cars are going to sell regardless, but what I'm saying is we're getting to the place where it's going to get to the place where not having it is going to hurt you more down the line. Now,
but look, who's one of the highest selling car manufacturers on the planet?
What is Toyota right now, right?
And how long did it take to get? Did CarPlay stop them from doing that?
No.
My point exactly. That's all I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
All I'm saying is if Kias and Hondas get CarPlay tomorrow, it ain't gonna make them sell more because people don't want them cars in the first place.
Hey, wait a second. Wait. I want the new EV9.
Yeah, but Kias and Hondas are just not good cars. The CarPlay ain't gonna change that. That ain't gonna make people buy them. It's a point I'm trying to make.
You are harsh.
And think about it. For GM to take this stance, that means they've been through hell. That's what you don't realize. They didn't just do this because they want. You gotta realize, GM is not an innovative company. Okay,
no,
they're not doing this to innovate. They're doing this because it is a nightmare for them. That's what you gotta understand. It has been a nightmare. They have realized that it's diminishing returns.
No, I agree.
They ain't doing this for us. They doing this for them. They going through hell. They're like, bro, because I work in a business where everything we do is metrics, okay?
Right.
You keep metrics about complaints. So if you got every customer having problems with this one thing over and over and over and over, eventually somebody higher up the company goes, this ain't working out. Like eventually somebody goes, how much money did we lose on bogus calls because of that thing?
Ain't no radio. Imagine relationships. Like you start dating and you start looking at everything from an analytical standpoint.
Exactly. like how many times did she roll over after I had to get some? Like,
oh, that's too many times.
All I'm saying is,
you got to
like,
get rid of you.
GM is doing this because they probably have years of issues leading back that all lead back to CarPlay and Android Auto. And they looked and said, what is this costing us? Last year we spent $900 million over this many problems with CarPlay. Okay, yeah, we got to quit this. This ain't working. And at some point, the sales you make because you have it don't outweigh the problems that come with it. And that's probably what they're looking at.
Probably.
They're looking at their sales ratio to what it costs them in the long run, and it ain't adding up.
It's not. Hey, it's not you. It's me.
Yeah, the ends ain't meeting. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done it.
But that's in reverse. Now it's saying it's not me, it's you.
Exactly. That's why I said they didn't do this to make radio better. They did this because they've been through hell and back with it already. And at some point, sometimes you gotta cut your hand off to save the arm.
Hey, that's exactly what happened in Walking Dead. My man chopped off his foot to save the rest of his body.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what. So like I said, I obviously, yeah. What I don't trust GM neither to be perfect, but at least somebody's trying. And maybe out of all the companies who jump on this open source thing, one of them does it right.
That's true.
And then maybe we get the rest to follow.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. A Tesla system, driving a Tesla would be a whole lot more happier if there was a little bit more level of integration, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I just like I said, I don't
want Rivian.
I want my phone to take a nap when I get in the car. My phone be like, oh, the car got this. I'll be chill. I'd be willing to pay Verizon an additional, let's say $20 a month for the data package.
Wow.
On the car. I'd be willing to do it as long as I can get those apps built in. And they let me put it in the financing. They say, hey, the car's for 5 years while the car's financed. Here's the additional cost. And you look at $20 a month over 5 years. How much is that?
That's not a bad deal, though.
Because you better bet, what is it going to be? $20 a month over 5 years for you finance a car for, what is it, 72 months?
Yeah. Yeah, 70, because cars are actually going for longer now. They're going like 8 years. 8-year financing.
So they add $1,400 to a car that's already 60 G's. You 60 G's in already.
At that point, look, at that point, you said chrome wheels that put them on too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I pay $1,400. I get infotainment, and I don't have to worry about the data that the system uses. My apps just work. I just log into my Google account on the car. Cool.
That's true. All right, look, I'm with you, man. I'm right there with you. The problem is I want to come back to this story like 6 months from now and then find out that Honda decided to jump on and and Kia jumped on, and everybody else started jumping on.
But you know what's going to piss me off? You watch. If this thing takes off in enough companies, how much you want to bet that Google themselves or Samsung will turn around and try to get a deal with one of these companies to do it for them? How much you want to bet? That they go, damn, there was a market for that. Yo, who ain't on the boat yet? Hey, yo, hey, yo, Kia, you want to do a deal and we make infotainment for you?
Hey, I'm surprised they haven't already done that.
That's my point.
That's something I'm surprised about. Like, they just go in and say, yo, we'll just do your whole infotainment solution.
It goes back to these companies are being run by out-of-touch people who don't see the future. They're like, we made this product in 2012 and we gonna ride it till the wheels fall off, versus what can we do now to innovate for 2020 in 5 years?
Look what's going on with Toyota. Like Toyota, like the head of Toyota stepped down because they were so far behind in electric cars. Like, look, we're starting to get a whole bunch of electric vehicles coming out next year. Like, next year is about to be electric car central.
Bro, they put a billboard up this week out here for the Toyota factory. There's a damn billboard up now.
What's it saying?
Oh, that we're hiring. New Toyota factory, we're hiring, innovating the future of EVs.
What? See?
The
previous CEO was so far behind. Like, he thought what he was gonna do was he was gonna straddle the fence, right? So if anybody in here don't realize what Toyota was gonna do, they came out with their hybrids, right? But what they were planning on doing was test trying all different battery chemistries through their hybrids, and then it filters down to maybe 1 or 2 EVs, and then they still kind of keep a toe in combustion engines, but not really. But no, man, they saw their sales start going down and got rid of that old dude quick. They were like, nah, bro, these EVs about to go out the door. And understand, I'm a Toyota person. I love Toyotas. But you can't sit here and tell me that now all of a sudden now I gotta go to a Kia to finally get my car. I'm sorry. That's not acceptable.
Yeah, these companies, like I said, they're run by people who they're out of touch, and they try to milk an ant when they could have already been 5 years ahead of everybody by just being, innovating now.
Look,
and just
it's always about milking the ant, man. The approach is about milking the ant.
To me, you do both. You milk the ant, but you also build the next product and perfect it while you're still milking the ant. You don't wait till the ant dries up to now want to develop a new product. That's what I'm saying.
No, I agree with you.
You do both. You be working on that project in the back room. You go ahead and get it to perfection. Look, Apple's a prime example of this. Apple didn't wait to start building a Mac OS on ARM. They were building Mac OS on ARM at the same time they were developing it for x86.
I understand.
They didn't wait. They was like, this is now. This is 10 years from now. Let's go ahead and start working on it right now. So in 10 years, when we're ready, we'll be good. They didn't wait for the 10 years to run out and go, oh shit, we got to do something now. That's what I'm saying. You do both.
I know.
You live in the now, but you prepare for the future. You put as they say in the church, you're setting up your timber. Yeah, you know about that.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
You send up your timber now for your heavenly home.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, is the problem is mass adoption. And as a person who's not a fan of Apple computers is going to hold us back, because the adoption rate is going to be on par where it needs to be at, and then all of a sudden Apple's going to go, but we want the whole car. We want to access the whole car. Like we want all the whole kit and caboodle. If we can't get the whole car, we don't want to do it. And then
the truth is,
then all of a sudden you have a car that's kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. One automaker's like all in on this new venture, but then guess what? He's going to be that iOS person who's going to be like, but I don't really want it because it doesn't do, iOS car takeover. It'll be some new word that they use that basically says like, yo, this is the iOS thing. And then you fragment the market even more.
Here you go, Kia. Oh, you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
The new Toyota factory. That's 8 minutes from my house.
Wow. Good God.
It's a gigantic property too. They're not playing around. They already hiring for all the positions. The factory ain't even done. They hiring already. They taking interviews for different departments and engineers and all these different things.
Right.
They're putting it together. Well, I think this is what Toyota was really doing. I know you said like, yeah, they doing the whole hybrid thing, testing different chemistries, but they also, I don't think they want to even put an EV on the market until they have the manufacturing in place for the batteries on their own. You got to realize, even Tesla didn't do that. Tesla started with letting, what is it, Panasonic make their batteries first.
That's true.
Toyota's like, nah, we're gonna make ours from day one. Like, we done already figured out that there's no point in us trying to get a car in the market super fast. We're gonna go ahead and build the plant that can make all the batteries before we try to put a few cars out with somebody else's batteries in them.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it still puts them behind, though.
Not
because
it puts them behind on time, but not on technology.
No, I believe it. Toyota has some of the best. I think Toyota has a lot of patents when it comes to battery chemistry.
1,750 employees at that one plant.
Good God.
That thing is huge too, dog. It's huge. They're literally building a whole new power grid just to hold that place right now. Like, it's gonna suck so much electricity.
But yo, hey, look, what's that other electric car company that just came out? Starts with a P. Not VinFast. It's Polaris.
Oh God, that sounds bad already.
Dog, I'm already seeing their cars on the road too.
Yeah, but they still can't go. They still can't build at mass. You do realize Toyota's going to try to put out like 1 million cars, like that's what I'm trying to tell you. They're not going to do like Tesla where they work from behind. They're always back ordered. They're trying to work from we can build them fast as you can buy.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Hey, but
you know what I'm saying? They learned from Tesla. They learned from. Think about this. What if Tesla would have been able to keep up with the manufacturer from day one? They'd have sold even more.
That's true, but understand, I am in the market for a car right now. Do you
I know, but you ain't the target.
But wait,
the Zoomers are.
But I'm literally weighing my options right now between a Kia and a Tesla now.
I think you need to wait.
Tesla Model Y, the Tesla Model Y is at $50,000.
Well, then go ahead and buy one.
I don't want a Tesla though.
Then what you talking about?
Because I need something bigger.
I'd rather have a vehicle where they're making the batteries up the road, so I know that at least there's a supply chain available, than a Kia where the batteries getting made in bumfuck who knows where.
Oh.
And when there's a recall, you can't get a battery for 6 months. Yeah, go ahead. See, that's the thing about supply chain. Supply chain matters too with your car, because if something goes wrong and they have a big recall, guess what? If they don't have a manufacturing system in place to correct that stuff, you got a car you can't even drive now.
That I totally understand that, but
that happened when the new Camaros came out. When the Camaros first launched, the new body Camaros, I forgot what year it was. When they first came out, all the alternators were failing, and I know people who literally couldn't drive their brand new Camaro. They bought it in a month later. The alternator failed. They couldn't get an alternator for like 4 months.
Oh wow!
That's what happens when you don't have manufacturing in place. You're rushing the car to the market, and when it has a problem, your chain can't keep up with the production and the recalls at the same time. And Tesla, we already know Toyota's a manufacturing genius.
Yes, they are.
They're not going to go half-assed just to be fast to the market. That's the thing. They've been making like their engines are great for a reason. They didn't just slap motors together and sling them in cars. They freaking blew up 1 million of them to figure out how to make one that don't blow up. Then they put the engine on the market.
You're absolutely right. But hey, here's the thing. But that's also why they took longer for them to transition to turbocharging their car. What is it? The new Toyota Crown is a turbocharged hybrid. But that's what I'm saying is Ford had already migrated away from V6s and went to turbocharged 4s,
and they were blowing up. And I'm a Ford guy, bro. Okay, even the V6 EcoBoost trucks. When they first came out, they were all blowing up. A guy, I'm not gonna say his name on here, but a guy I know bought a brand new one when the EcoBoost first came out, and it blew up within 6 months.
Good God.
This is what I'm talking about. Being first is not always good. Sometimes it's the long game. If you can, even if it takes you a year and a half to bring your product out, but your product doesn't fail, all the people who didn't jump on that first one are gonna see the failure and go, "Nah, I'm gonna go over here where these ain't failing."
I understand that. I understand.
Hell, look at GM for the last 30 years. GM for the last 30 years has made crappy cars.
Godly.
They ain't made good cars since the 80s. To be real, if we be real with ourselves, they're just now digging out of their reliability hole after 30 years of bad cars.
That's true. Because I wouldn't touch GM unless it was a Tahoe or what's the name? I wouldn't touch it.
Bro, you get you a GM that's made in the early 90s and 80s, you can't break it. You get one made from 96 and up, you can't drive it. The transmission go out, the damn lower intake gaskets is leaking on them.
Wow.
Look, I had a friend buy a brand new Tahoe. She broke the door handles off 2 months later.
Good God.
She just opened the door and the handle fell off.
Wow.
As much as that damn car costs. That's what I'm talking about. First is not always best, bro. Same thing. Look at Tesla. Even with them, they're known for having bad build quality.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
Hey, they came out first. Well, technically came out first.
You know why? Because Toyota designed 200 door handles before they decided on one. Tesla designed 20 and decided. It's a difference.
That's true.
That stuff. That's the real reason why Toyota slow crawl stuff. But when they make something, it don't break.
No. Hey, I agree with you. That's the reason why I gravitate towards Toyota. But their movement is a pain in my butt, though, man.
When's the last time you saw a Toyota on the side of the road?
You have it.
I saw 2 GMs and a Ford on the side of the road today.
No.
I ain't never seen nobody on the side of the road with a Corolla talk about, oh man, it won't start. I ain't never.
Well, hey, no radio. I've owned a Corolla and never moved on the side of the road.
That's what I'm telling you. I ain't never seen it. People can say what they want, but I ain't never so much as jumped a Toyota off with a dead battery. Better yet, my alternator died. I ain't never seen it. I know it happened somewhere, but
somewhere over the rainbow, but it happened to a line share of people.
But Dodge Chargers and Chrysler 300Ms, I see them every week on the side of the road.
Lord.
Every week, dog. It's hilarious at this point. Every week I see a Dodge Charger on the side of the road, waving like somebody wants somebody to stop and help them.
Please help me.
It's done overheated because the plastic neck on the damn on the coolant system done cracked. It's leaking everywhere. Like, don't even get me started on the plastic parts in the cars.
Hey, look, I'm just saying, man, for somebody I've owned I've driven somebody, my father's Toyota, owned my own, driven my own. Hey, I have more faith in Toyota than other cars.
I'll be real. I have never owned a Toyota.
Wow.
But I know they're good ass cars. Never owned one. I was always a Honda guy. Now I technically have a Toyota. I got a Lexus. Technically have a Toyota. But we'll see what happens with it, man. I think it's going to be interesting. At least somebody's doing something to give some excitement, because just doing CarPlay to Android Auto is boring now. We need some new stuff.
It needs there needs to be a lot more to this than just plugging your phone in, and people are getting angry about it now more than anything.
Look, watch Toyota going to be next. GM.
Hey, I'm telling you, hey. I would have more faith in it if Toyota all of a sudden moves to it. Hey, if Toyota moves to it, I'll be like, it got traction, because Toyota doesn't move fast on anything. Keep this in mind. It's 2023 now, right?
What?
In 2020 is when they finally moved to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. If they all of a sudden move towards GM, That's quick.
But if you remember back in 2017, Toyota was trying to go open source with their stuff already. Yeah, you go back and look it up. They were already trying to go open source instead of Apple CarPlay already. Now that other companies are doing it, they may come back around. They already wanted to do it. They just need enough companies to get on the boat.
That's true.
But just imagine you write one version of Spotify and it works on the Toyota, the GM, the Tesla, and all of them.
That's true.
Imagine that world.
That's a beautiful world. Yeah. That's a beautiful world.
And they're saying Red Hat Linux is what the GM is kind of basing on.
Which would automatically make it compatible for a lot of different things. A lot of companies, easy ports. I mean, just the Android version of Spotify would work instantly.
To a certain extent, yeah, with a couple little bit of work, yeah.
Like you wouldn't even have to rewrite your apps, but you wouldn't have to rewrite a lot of your app anyway.
And just remember, these companies have, like, even if we go back, look at like Toyota. Look at GM and Ford, right?
Yeah.
For I forgot what years it was, but even them, they saved money by using the same transmissions on a bunch of cars.
That's true.
They already do this, so that's how they look at it too. They're like, wait a minute, if we all get in this together and we use a certain standard, we actually all save money because we don't have to independently develop every single thing. They save money.
You could have different styles to your infotainment system, but you don't have the underlining, because they all use the same freaking airbags too.
Exactly. Takata or the Takata scandal.
Hey, God! You got different looking steering wheels, but they all say Takata underneath.
Yep. They all feel the same too.
Yes, they do. When there's a recall, your car is going into the shop.
I say GM, go for it. Make a good EV, make it reliable, put a good infotainment in it, because I'm looking for a truck. If GM wants to do something, if they make a good system, I'll buy a GV EV truck. I'll buy a GM EV truck.
Hey man, they're coming. They are coming.
It'll be my second Chevrolet. My first one was a nightmare.
All right, sir. Hey, thank you for coming, man. Thank you for showing up. Everybody, thank y'all. Comment below what vehicle you willing to buy if they change some things. Me, I'm a Toyota person. If Toyota jumps on board, I'm all there. No radio.
Mercedes is in the boat too, by the way.
Really?
Mercedes is on board.
Oh, shucky ducky.
Oh, hey,
ducky.
The plot is thickening.
Yeah, BMW's next. BMW. No. The German, when the Germans get it, that's it.
Hey, apparently they're on the boat. They're talking about Google Maps, YouTube, everything with the integrated next gen infotainment.
Oh man, this is a world where your apps run by themselves.
Because they're doing a LiDAR thing on their cars apparently, and they need to have full integration for it to work. See, that's what we're talking about. When they want to do all these extra features, they can't let that other stuff get in the way, man.
That's true.
So it says they actually partnered with Google on it.
Oh,
theirs. Yeah. Mercedes partnered with Google directly. And they chose, Google over. They're choosing April 2nd. GM and Mercedes choose Google over Apple for connected EV.
Wow.
See what's happening. So Google's in the bed.
Yo, dog, are we about to have an iOS Android for the battle for the car?
It looks like it's already started. Oh, it said open source, but they might have just meant Android to begin with. That's what it's looking like. God. Because it says Google is in. So It's not just writing apps, it's Google is helping.
Oh man.
So Google is finally doing what I said they should have been doing anyway.
That's true.
See, look, you got me searching now. I'm finding everything. I'm about to, who else is next? Kawasaki motorcycles? What's going on? Am I about to have Cell Mapper on the car? You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, you're gonna have a head up. You're gonna have a HUD display your helmet with this new display running virtually. Watch, it's coming.
Yeah, so it's apparently Google, Mercedes, GM. I don't know but I think Tesla's really doing their own thing, but they already got people to write apps for them, so they don't really care probably.
Yeah, but what's gonna happen when you got like the killer app that's running on this new consortium and you can't get it on a Tesla? Yeah, that's the question that you gotta have to ask.
Now you got me in a damn wormhole. Damn, in a damn wormhole.
Sorry, sir. Sorry. But hey, we're gonna have that warrant. We'll talk about that off air, man. Let me go ahead and let these people go.
Yeah, you let them go.
Hey guys, thank y'all. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to blow up so we can keep talking about these innovations in the tech world. Oh, on Twitter, if you need to contact the channel, hey, DM or just add me directly for whatever news that you find interesting to you. Hey, we'll talk about it up here. I know that I talked to somebody in my car one time and he was like, "Do you talk about software?" I'm like, I'm a bit of a hardware nerd, so I'm open to talking about software too. So that's me. I mean, I might not be able to understand it much. I don't code, but I can always give it a shot. But thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a good one. No Radio, we out.
Yes, sir. Let me know when you ain't live.
And